Guys, what's going on? It's good to see you guys. It's good to see you guys. Here, let me drop the link, guys. Let's do this. Let's see here. Here, also drop the link, guys. Here, we'll do drop the link immediately, guys. We're gonna prioritize Canadians first, right? Because, guys, Canada is cooked. Need I say it again? Cooked. All right. And I don't think that we've had a live about Canada in about 6 months, right? Well, 4 or 5 months. But, guys, wow. You know, how did it come to this? Guys, New York's cooked too, you know? Yeah. I just don't see how people can vote for policies that completely cook their own country. It makes no sense, guys. It really doesn't. I don't understand it. I really don't. Guys, let me see. Matt, what's up, dude? Matt, what's up, dude? Oh, okay.
Sorry. Good evening, sir.
There he is. Good to see you, man. Let me see. Ah, a Canadian. What's up, Omni? How you doing, man?
I heard Canada was number one. Is that what you were just saying? First, Canada first. Oh.
I see Canadian Spider-Man's in the chat. Hey, Spider-Man, if you want to call in, bro, just hit the link. Keyshawn's here. He says Canada's cooked and America's next. Yeah, let me see. Omni's here. Spider-Man's here. Korg is here. What's up, guys? Uncle Herman says Mexico's cooked. Dude, Mexico's been cooked, man. The idea of Mexico like not being cooked, you know what I'm saying? Yikes, man. Wow. Absolutely insane. Spider-Man, what's up, dude?
Hello. Thanks, AJ. I'm just doing my accounting final practical exam.
Nice,
but I
man.
thought I'd take a break and join you here because this is an important subject.
Might I welcome both of the Canadians with the.
Oh, thank you. Stand up, AJ. I know you weren't standing up for that. That was really disrespectful.
Oh, hold on, guys. There's a couple of videos that I want to show you guys first, but there's a couple news stories that I want to break because I haven't been up to date on the news here. But guys, here, check this out. Here, let's break some news really fast, guys. Check this out.
For you tonight, an upstate boutique owner arrested for the 9th time.
The 9th time
this year, and a 10th arrest is now looming. Brooke Schrantz owns the Thompson Turner Boutique in Belton. You can see the collection of her mugshots.
Hey guys, do you think there's anything that a man could do that would involve him getting arrested 10 times for the same thing? Seriously. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
Wow.
I think she had a fake boutique. It was stealing from people. But if a man, he would have got arrested 10 times, they would have buried him under the jail.
Yep.
Well, unless your name is Freddie Gray, of course.
That's true.
Yes. Well,
hey-o.
No, I don't mean to tie it to Canadians too quickly, but if this was happening in certain provinces, that shop would have been taken away as under the Proceeds of Crime Act. Because it was if your business or your car or your yacht or whatever helped you commit a crime, they will take it from the state and they'll cash it in for the police, and the state will take it.
Well, here's the thing: we have civil asset forfeiture
That's
here
it.
in the States, right? Where if you're caught, let's just say that like Spider-Man sells his donut shop for like $500,000, and a lot of Africans, Indians, and Chinese, they do business cash. It's just their culture, right? If you're driving down the road and they pull you over and they search your car, they can confiscate that money, and then you have to prove that you didn't get it through purposes. Yeah. And guys, the government makes tens of billions of dollars off of this every year. It's absolutely insane.
I just want to point out too, you also have to have a government that's willing to enforce the law, and I think that's your problem. You have good laws that are on the books in Canada, and I was going to bring this up later on in the show, but your government is no longer willing to enforce the laws that they've actually passed.
True.
Yeah, and I was just mentioning because you're asking how many times, because this woman's shop would have been shut down and everything was taken.
Hold on, guys. There was one. There's one story that I wanted to show you guys really fast. Hold on.
Well, also, if a guy was doing that, he'd probably get beat up by people that had their money stolen.
Yeah, that's true. This might be the wrong channel. I have too many channels. Hold on, guys. There's one with this
She
chick.
had like a fake boutique, and she was.
Yeah. She wasn't filling people's orders, so she was stealing thousands and thousands of dollars. Oh, here we go, guys.
And now to downtown Portland, where another business is leaving the Pioneer Courthouse Square area. The CVS Pharmacy, I should say, will soon be shuttering its location on Southwest Broadway.
You guys know that Portland's pretty much like Canada, right? Portland, Oregon is pretty much like Canada.
Adams has been following this story for us today. And John, exactly when the store is going to close?
Yeah, Tim, a CVS spokesperson told me March 5th will be the last day for this store here right across the street from Pioneer Square. People I spoke to today who were going in and out of the store tell me they're frankly not surprised it's closing. It's hard to miss the abandoned storefronts and for lease signs near Pioneer Courthouse Square. The vacancies leaving the area around Portland's living room feeling rather empty. In less than 2 weeks, this CVS store will also be gone.
It'll be sad because I won't be able to come here and get my water and my supplies and whatever else we need.
People we spoke with weren't exactly shocked to hear the store is closing its doors.
I'm not surprised. And everything's locked up in there. Like, you want certain things, they're under lock and key. You're like, oh my God.
Similar problems cost the area one of its other retailers just a few years ago. In 2023, a Target store also left this part of town, citing crime and theft as reasons why.
Once you have more people just stealing from these stores, eventually it's just going to lead to them shutting down, because it's like, how can you run a business in those situations?
In a statement, a
still looks
CVS
cleaner than Toronto.
Pointed to local market dynamics and population shifts as reasons for closing the store. It will continue to operate 9 other locations in Portland, including one in the Pearl District and one near Portland State University. Portland Downtown Clean and Safe calls the departure of CVS disappointing, but says in part, the overall trend...
Guys, Nike left. REI left. REI was like a huge part of downtown Portland. Gone, right? Guys, Portland's cooked.
Wow.
Portland's cooked. Portland did the same thing as Vancouver, and that's where they legalized all drugs for like 3.5 years. And now the cities look like friggin' Bartertown from friggin' Mad Max Thunderdome.
Yeah, I mean, with these stores, you know, at first they say, well, we don't want to arrest people that are, you know, stealing under $1,000 worth of merchandise. So the police don't come when these stores are looted by, you know, 70 or 80 people, and then so these stores will hire security and then they'll
Oh,
prosecute
Matt, hey,
security
dude,
guards
Matt,
when they lay
Matt,
hands.
Matt, your microphone's acting up, pal.
There was a connection problem there.
Yeah.
Sorry.
But yeah, guys.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, that's better. What were you saying?
Well, I was just saying that these liberal and progressive establishments have made it impossible for these businesses to do business because every single time, in every single way that these businesses attempt to secure their own merchandise and to protect customers and their own employees, the cities hamstring these businesses or even prosecute the employers and the employees when they try and intervene to protect customers or themselves. And so, of course, in that kind of
Matt, the Matt and Omni market can't handle these losses, but Target can. So with these laws, they hurt small businesses, and basically, when the small businesses go out of business, the only things left is Target and Walmart. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. Like, if you own your own neighborhood store, you can't deal with the losses of all these crackheads going in and out, you know? So,
but I don't even think that like Target and Walmart at a certain point are going to be able to be profitable in that environment.
Yeah.
There are no businesses that can be profitable in that environment. That's the larger point that I'm making.
Yep.
I mean, these progressives, they just see it as like an extension of we're gonna soak the rich and we're gonna displace the costs of living onto these businesses. They don't realize that businesses are people.
Yeah.
That businesses are made up of people who invest in these things to give people the opportunity to buy these products. It's like this Marxist like narrative that these people have playing in their minds leads you like it's like the Pied Piper leading you into like hell, and that's exactly what all of these cities have become.
Yep,
including
guys,
Canada.
That's true. Here we go, guys. Now, guys, let's look at some Canadian news since we're well here. Let's have the Canadian sound off first. Spider-Man, Omni. Will you give us a short analysis of what's going on? Well, tell us where you're from or where you live currently, and then a little bit about Canada.
Yeah, sure. I've lived
uneducated Americans over here.
Well, let me tell you. Sit down, son. I lived all across the country. I'm in Western Canada at the moment. The thing here that I always point out is the rural-urban split is extreme.
Yeah.
And it has gotten, in the last 15 years, finally flipped over to being more than 50% urban. So that's a huge change for the country of, frontier settlers weren't that long ago, kind of like 150 years ago.
Yeah.
Like, so that's pretty dramatic. And then with that, you end up having an east-west divide. Usually Quebec and Ontario have a majority of the political weight in the country, whereas the West, it doesn't matter almost what they vote because their votes are spread out amongst a much more rural population. And then also there's a unique factor that most Americans don't really know unless they live near the border, that like 90+% of Canadians live within something like 20 miles of the U.S. border. So almost all the population is concentrated in that 42nd parallel across, or 49th parallel across the continent. So we can't organize into groups of people or in any meaningful way because, except for a couple major cities, we can't change our transportation patterns north and south at all because there's just no infrastructure for that. And we're really reliant and stitched together with you guys. So,
but the whole provincial system you guys have a parliamentary system.
Yeah.
That's because if you'd have had the federalism or anything that resembles our federalist system here, it would be it'd be a bit better for you. You know what I'm saying?
Agreed.
Because
our throwback.
Yeah, because the less populated provinces would have some power, you know? So
Yep, no, it makes sense. And then of course we're a colony, and we still are. Everybody thinks we're not, and everyone thinks we have a constitution. We don't. We have a law that was passed in Parliament that's called the Constitution Act, approved by the Queen. Like it wasn't a constitution made by its people. It was an act of Parliament. So
wow.
Anyway, it's crazy. Same lingo gets mixed in just to kind of obfuscate the real problem.
That's the thing that people don't get, guys. Once you learn more about the UK and France and Canada and all these places that don't have like a Bill of Rights or a constitution, like, you really appreciate how much freedom that we have, guys. There is no actual like drafted freedom of speech in Canada,
right?
Or the UK.
Yeah. So we have a Charter of Rights and Freedom, which again is just an act passed by Parliament and changed when Parliament changes it. So
that's nuts.
Yeah. Yes.
That's nuts. Wow. Cooked.
Hey, well, I'll let somebody else talk.
Cooked. Cooked.
What's Peter Parker say?
Yeah, well, I'm Canadian Spider-Man, so it's Peter McKenzie. That's a very Canadian. To your point, Omni, I think you are right. Most of Canada, 90% of us live within, I think it's 100 kilometers of the border, and it's like we're all pressed up against the glass of America, looking at how cool it is.
Calling that kilometer. Yeah.
I was going to say 60
miles.
I was going to say
60 miles.
WTF is a kilometer over here.
Close. It's close.
I've lived. I grew up on the East Coast. I spent 27 years on the East Coast, AJ, and I spent 27 years. I'm now 5 hours east of Vancouver in the countrysides. And I've worked up in the Yukon. I've driven across this country 3 times. I've lived in America. I've lived in Massachusetts. I've lived in Japan. I've lived in Australia. So I have an idea of what it's like to be in other places. And the East Coast of Canada, they would all vote for socialism. They would vote for UBI. They would vote for huge social welfare.
How did this
virtue signaling?
Is it because there's a lot of French culture people, and they're all like, and they're just like, they have no backbone or what? Like what? I mean, they're French. I mean, then it make sense to just wave the white flag. You know what I'm saying? But why?
Well, Alberta and the West was formed much after, and a lot of like people from Texas came up to settle parts of Alberta with the cattle herds, and it's just a different mindset, a different culture altogether. And I think the fact that Canadians have never had to fight against communism or against tyranny in any meaningful way means that we just are naive and we trust our government officials.
1905, Alberta came into being, just to put it in perspective.
Yeah. Well, guys, I'm going to give you my and Matt and Colin as Americans. And guys, hey, LeBron, thanks for the $5, man. I appreciate you. Really do. Thanks for that. Thanks for that.
Seriously. Garlic croutons, dude.
So we'll give our American assessment of Canada, right? And guys, everyone in the chat, kind of sum up Canada in 3 sentences. Okay. Canada, here's anonymous. Oh no. The only thing worse than a Canadian is a Brit living in Canada.
I still think he's a spy.
Yeah, I like my poutine with beans on it.
Spy.
So guys, look here.
He's been compromised.
All the Americans, let's give. I think that Canada's cooked. They're you could even. They're the only place that I've seen where it's legal, and you guys' legal immigration has cooked you more than anything else. That moron Trudeau, like the Uber beta. There was a couple of years where Canada took in more legal immigrants than the United States.
Oh yeah.
1
You guys,
million
they have
a year.
let's do the math. They have 1/10 of our population. 1/10.
1/10. Yeah.
And they took in more legal immigrants than the United States of America. And
While
you
they're
wonder
shutting
why
down-
there's a housing crisis. 2 + 2 is 4. Guys, between that and then the fact that it seems like everyone on the East Coast, half of the majority of Canada is California, basically. You know what I'm saying? My mindset wise.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine, guys, if California was everywhere from Maine down to like Florida. That's how cooked we would be. Absolutely insane. Colin.
Yeah, what's up?
Colin, what do you think about Canada?
Kanekistan is just effed. I mean, there's no way around it. I mean, Kanekistan at this point, it may as well just be, I don't know, call it one of the North Indian regions, or
Minneapolis.
Yes. I don't know why you even bother calling it Canada name, dude. It's just Kanekistan at this point.
Yeah.
I mean, it's yeah.
I like to refer to Canada as just our addict.
Yeah.
Cobwebs and all.
I think so. It actually does say that Canada is deporting people, though. You know what I'm saying? A lot as of late. But I mean, guys, that's just the thing. And I feel bad for some of the immigrants that came to Canada under a Trudeau's rule, because they came there legally, right? Yes, you guys have illegals, but they were told to come to Canada, and then Canada got cooked, and they're bearing the brunt of everything, which, I mean, it is technically their fault, but it's Trudeau's fault. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't understand how that snake kept getting reelected. What do you guys call it? Elected, reelected? I don't even know what it is. Appointed? Yeah. What happens there?
Yeah, elected. Yeah.
He's good looking, and he legalized weed. That's like the only reason he actually got in, and he's just easy on the eyes. That's it.
Well, he also promised to change our electoral system so it wasn't first past the post. And then when he got in, he realized that worked to the government's advantage, so he kept it. He also had an election during the 2020 crisis. And so if you know your history, every government leader that is in power during a crisis, if they go to an election, the people will vote because they don't want to change. They will stay and keep that leader. And he knew that, calling the election during
for sure.
Yeah. Yep. Well, there was a video of that we touched on the last time. Anonymous.
Yep.
You know, tell us a little bit about yourself, and then give us your description of Canada.
Just an English guy living in Canada. Came here in like 2010. I love Canada. I think it's great. People here are really nice. Like vast majority of things. The stereotype is true. I mean, Canada. I think Canada. My opinion. I think Canada can be saved, but I think Canada has to get out of this like boomer mindset of like everything's like great and amazing when it's not. Clearly, it's not. When houses cost $1 million and they're a bunch of shacks.
Yeah.
Like this is ridiculous.
Just like California, guys.
Yeah.
I showed you guys Palo Alto. The average cost of a home is $2.2 million.
Ridiculous.
Well, that's a bargain compared to Vancouver.
For nothing.
You guys remember, I showed you a 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom, 1,200 square foot house for like $2.6 million in Palo Alto. Absolutely insane. What a joke.
At one point, the property market, if you look at your property market, like housing prices versus average incomes, Victoria in Vancouver Island had higher housing costs than San Francisco.
What?
Had the highest ones in North America.
That's true. Yeah, that's true.
What?
Man.
That is absolutely insane. Why?
Because the
Why?
reason is in Canada, right? They all seem to build these like high rises, these like 15-minute city dystopian dumps, right? And like all of the houses seem to have been built in like 1970, 1980, 1990. And no houses have been built since then, unless there's some ridiculous McMansion that's in like British properties in like North Vancouver.
Yeah.
Insane.
And huge amounts of foreign ownership were one issue, something like 10%.
Tons of
Yes.
Chinese.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you. That was going on in Washington State and California, where you'd have all these empty neighborhoods because the Chinese nationals, they would buy this property. And then we passed a law in Washington State where someone had to live there. You know what I'm saying? So now you see these like 15, 16-year-olds, these like these millionaires, Chinese millionaires, kids just chilling, like getting up and getting on the bus and going to school, or they have like a nanny or whatever because someone has to live in the house. It's absolutely.
There's I'm not joking, AJ. There's like a meme in Vancouver where it's like an Asian kid in like a Ferrari or something with an N on the back.
Damn, guys, here you go. Guys, tell me how accurate this video is.
Canada will likely collapse in the next 10 years. That might sound like wild sensationalism, but mounting evidence now points to some form of collapse on the horizon. While the nation still possesses the outward appearance of a wealthy, developed Western democracy,
the lie detector determined that was a lie.
Canada is currently hanging on through life support. The OECD predicts Canada will rank dead last among its 40 advanced nations through the 2020s.
Damn.
Furthermore, they predict Canada will have the slowest economic growth out to 2060.
Damn. Cooked. Hey, guys, put a one in this chat if you would sponsor Anonymous, Spider-Man, and Omni to come to the United States. I'm telling you, we got you guys, man. I'm telling you guys.
I can shovel snow.
You guys hear that? You guys hear that? No, you guys hear Zoran the moron trying to, they're trying to say that voter ID law is racist, right? But then, in order to work and be a volunteer snow shoveler, you have to have an ID.
Yeah, no,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, 5 forms of ID. 5, not 1. 5 forms of ID. This is ridiculous.
No, guys, think of that.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just like that meme that they were saying that, the same people that were saying that voter ID is racist were the same people that wanted you to show a vaccine ID card in order to go to the mall.
Don't say the V word, please.
Sorry.
The sticky.
Vaccine.
The jabby wabby.
The cough.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, sorry.
I gotta that video triggered a couple things. So the all those declines are definitely real, and to turn them around is going to be practically impossible within a decade, because once you wind down, like for example, our natural resource sectors are really wound down right now. They take a decade just to wind them back up, if there's enough people to run them that have skills to run them. But then also mix in factors like, what if, just a wild hypothetical that the royal family ends up falling apart. You have now this huge land mass that's then worth a certain value for the crown, we can say, to offload it and sell it to somebody else.
Yeah. Well,
like
guys,
tomorrow they could do that without any approval from the Canadian government at all. Tomorrow.
Guys, hold on. Legion says, why is the V word so controversial? Because it's YouTube. That's why, guys. Yeah. And Legion, I'm not coming down on you, bro. Guys, once again, YouTube is a private platform, so there is no free speech here. All right, guys, it's not unconstitutional for YouTube to do what it does. It's a private platform that does not apply. All right, certain things like the R word, the cough name of the virus, the snack
Mustache
scene
man.
word, mustache man, guys. It'll get the stream taken down, right? Guys, we say some pretty cockamamie ideas on this channel, but we managed to not get demonetized or have the streams taken down. So guys, we have the perfect formula here. So guys, just please abide by the rules, right? You know what I'm saying? And then also, guys, I'm okay with doing more controversial topics because I know that everyone here that I recognize in the chat net, everything knows the rules. So I'm fine with getting more into crazy stuff. It's just, once again, guys, there was a time where Better Bachelor got, Poor Man's Podcast got, Mediocre Tutorials got. Who else was a big one who was going live and he got? I think Anton Daniels got, right?
Wow.
YouTube did say that they're basically rolling back the stuff that Sleepy Joe did because I'm not taking any chances. You know what I'm saying?
Well, it's unnecessary. Yeah.
If you want to say whatever you want to say, guys, join the Discord. You know what I'm saying? Seriously, guys, if you aren't part of this Discord, email me, right? Guys, remind me of your name on YouTube. I'll send you the link. Guys, we do after hours in there. We do voice chats, and then you guys can say whatever the hell you want, you know? So, but who was saying something? Sorry.
I was just giving these hypotheticals, and another good one to compare Canada to would be with all those declines, it'll be increased debt, but it's going to be increased massive unpayable debt, and then you end up looking like a Greece or something like that needs a bailout somehow.
Yeah.
Who's going to bail us out? You guys.
Yeah.
It's not going to be the IMF. They're not going to come and do it. So it's going to be the USA, and we'll figure out a partnership and make things work.
Guys, has anyone ever read the book series End War or played the game End War? Who said yes?
No.
Yeah, sorry, Matt. Yes.
Okay, so you remember, Matt, how the Middle East oil reserves run out?
Yep.
And in Canada, there's all that oil up there, and then Russia invades, and then that's how World War III starts. And that was so Tom Clancy didn't write the book, but he wrote the idea, and then this other guy wrote the books, right?
And they actually made a strategic video game based on that as well.
That was another one where they called Tom Clancy in the White House and were like, bro, like how do you know this stuff? Like, do you have a secret? Like, is there like an insider feeding this? Because that's a very likely scenario, guys, in like 30, 40, 50 years. You know what I mean? Is that there's so much oil up in the Northwest Territory, and if the world's oil reserves, and it's not like Canada's pumping it right now.
No, they're the only country that has a cap in the G7 on energy production. It's insane.
Yeah.
Give us time. Give us time.
Can I just add something in here? Because there's something that gives me a little bit of hope, and it's like when you study the history of the Soviet Union, nothing creates a capitalist like enduring socialism and communism. There's a cyclic nature to politics and political experience and learning. And I almost feel like, Canada is going into the descent of nonsense that the United States went into during the Vietnam War in the 1960s and 70s. And you guys are guys are just at the plunge into collectivism and political correctness. And people are going to see the double standard, and they're going to become frustrated with it. And this is not even, it's not even just going to break down on racial lines, because as you saw in the United States, politics, what do you call that? It goes past just racial backgrounds of people. Like it supersedes it. That's the word I was looking for. You had more black people vote for Donald Trump in this last election than as any has voted for any Republican by percentage since Abraham Lincoln. And that goes to show you that, like all of the stuff that's put forward in the media, people are starting to see through that here in this country. And I believe I know enough Canadians to think that like they're going to come around to realizing that they've been sold on a bag of goods that nobody's going to deliver on. And that cynicism is going to come back.
That's Europe. All of Europe is going right. To the right, fast,
extremely right, extreme.
Like Poland set the trend. I call that Polish dude Border Chad, because he just doesn't care. You know what I mean? He's like, Mr. Prime Minister, what will happen if someone crosses the border illegally? They will be shot like dogs.
Half.
Yeah, that's Finland, Sweden, Denmark, Norway, everywhere is moving farther and further. Even the Swedish chick, who was like a super far woke leftist prime minister, she stole the conservatives' immigration policy, basically cut off all immigration, and then said all the refugees and asylees, they're paying Rwanda to take them. That no more people from foreign places are coming into Sweden. This would be like if Kamala Harris got elected, or if like AOC got elected and then took Orange Man's immigration policy to 1,000. That's how it works. And I guarantee she's gonna get reelected. So hold on. Luke says he's Canadian. I like American people, but not the orange clown. Luke, here's the thing about this, though, right? Say what you want about Orange Man. People think he's crass, he's rude, or whatever, right? How is he different from that chick that's in Italy? She's saying all types of crazy stuff there, and then or the Polish guy, right? I think the only reason why a lot of people outside the United States, especially in places that agree with his policies, is only because he's Orange Man, because of his personality. You know what I'm saying? But guys, honestly, I mean, hey, I can tell you this. Put a 1 if you guys agree with me about the hypocrisy. All these Hollywood types and news agencies, they sure do hate the Orange Man. But you guys notice that when Sleepy Joe was in charge, they had nothing to cover. They had no media, nothing. But the moment Orange Man's back in charge, every tweet, every appearance, everything, they have so much material to cover. When Orange Man got in office, all the media made more money. All of them.
He's the meme president.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yep.
Yeah, and in Canada, you will see only the liberal side of everything, or that's it. Like there's only alternative media has any kind of right-wing exposure. So it's impossible to have a balanced view unless you're really working hard at it.
Guys, we have 114 people here, guys. We have 38 likes. Stop and hit the like button, guys. Let's try and hit 100 likes. Thanks, Korg, for handing out a membership.
Nice.
And guys, please remember that Canadian Republic, like right-wingers, are still what we would consider left-wingers. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. Like I've seen you. This is right. Oh no. We say far. No. But I don't see how you guys conservatives differ from our classical liberals. Like I'm talking
our conservative party. Our conservative parties, anyway. Yeah.
You know, like I would say.
A Canadian conservative is the equivalent of AOC.
Yes.
But yeah. Canadian Spider-Man says that the Canadian media focuses more on Orange Man bad than anything else. There was a girl who's Polish who lives in the United States, and she's like, everyone talks about how much they hate America, but she said Europe and everywhere else is obsessed with with America. You go to Italy, Poland, the UK, our news is on their channel more than theirs. They talk about our politics.
Yep.
They talk about our media more than they talk about their own. It's absolutely ridiculous.
I just had a thought.
Uh-oh, I'm playing.
So yeah, I know. Back up. So to echo what a couple other people said, there's a lot that Orange Man is doing that I don't agree with. But I've discovered on this second go around with him, I'm finding myself giggling like the little kid who just messed his pants and nobody else knows about it, and that's what he thinks is so funny because of all the stuff he's doing. And the one thing that really made me laugh was when he got frustrated with a couple of reporters, and he said they don't know what they're doing. You've never had a president lose his cool like that ever.
Yeah.
And he is just let loose. And to me, that is something that the news media has needed in general, because the news media, granted, is the fourth estate, but they've been running the narrative for so long. But something else that just occurred to me is that I remember when Reagan was elected to office, the Democrats were losing their collective minds because they were all convinced we were going to have a nuclear war within 3 years. And I'm surprised we have not heard any about that with everything that Orange Man has been doing.
True. Well, he's not going to China and North Korea. That probably makes it different. But
I just think that it's funny that the Democrats. Okay, guys, I told you about the one time that Dominic Cruz got whooped in the UFC, and they were asking him to disparage Cody Garbrandt. He's like, "What am I going to talk bad about him for? He just whooped my ass. If I say that he sucks, what does that make me?" Isn't it funny how the Democrats, Trump, Orange Man's an oaf. He's a moron. He's a goof. And yet he beats you how often?
Oh, yeah.
You can't beat him. So what does that make you? This is the same as these groups. Oh, women are so educated, right? We're so smart. We're so much better than all you men, and yet they still get nugged to get her pregnant, right? I mean,
I keep saying they're not educated; they're indoctrinated.
Yeah,
they're not educated; they are indoctrinated. And the other aspect is, and a buddy of mine have debated this, and that's
hold on, Luke, bro. If Canada cuts all resources to the United
just take
States,
them.
We'll be just fine, bro. The reason why we import stuff from other places is so that we don't use our own. The United States is big and full of resources, and then it's actually cheaper to get stuff from Canada than to use our own.
There's a lot of stuff that Canada has. We'll just take it.
Yeah,
Who's gonna
honestly. Yeah,
but really, the both countries could seal themselves off and survive on the resources they have.
Oh, absolutely, yeah,
infinitely. And that false scarcity thing is just like malarkey to keep you. The whole false scarcity, like where we have to get stuff from other countries, import and export. It's so important. It's like there was a time where that wasn't as important. For survival and prosperity.
Yeah,
That's not true. America at this point, resources, yes, you're correct, but manufacturing, no. The boomer generation, they've outsourced so much of our manufacturing that we could not cut ourselves off. I really hate to say this, but the Ruskies, they're still to this day the one and only country that could completely cut off the rest of the world because they still maintain their manufacturing abilities.
But they can't build a tractor that'll last a day.
Yeah, but not after taking the losses that they have in Ukraine. They're not capable of that anymore.
Mm-mm.
And it's really globalist policies of the 90s everywhere that did the same thing. So,
but the
it's corporate
everybody is, like a buddy and I debated, the United States, we could have healthcare for everybody, just like all these other countries have. but there's one reason why we don't. And this is my conclusion. And I want someone to prove me wrong. And that is, we provide the defense for everybody else in the Western Hemisphere.
That's true. Yeah.
Europe doesn't spend everybody likes to point out the United States spends,
Yeah.
I think, what is it, 8 or 9 times more than everybody else combined. Yeah, because everybody else, what is that, Article 5 of the UN Charter? I can't remember which one it was, where an attack on one is an attack on everybody. And after World War II, everybody said, well, we'll just let the United States handle that.
I think you're talking about NATO, right?
NATO, sorry. What did I say?
The United
I said
Nations.
UN, sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, but you look at it
well,
this way, though, too. I mean, to get it back to Canada, you fucking Americans just won't stop talking about how great you are. But the Canadian, you need Canada. Like, you need
when
this
you're
land
awesome.
mass. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, there's just the panel's getting a little full, AJ. You might need to drop a few slots. But you need Canada. You need the land mass, and you need the area, and you need to help maintain it. So it's a great partnership.
But here's the thing, guys, about
real quick.
Hold on. The NHS and then the Canadian healthcare. Here you go. Watch this, guys. Watch. Guys, socialized medicine is not all it's cracked up to be. The NHS is cooked, and Canadian healthcare is cooked. We talked about this in the last stream, guys. Guys, when you have socialized healthcare, what incentive do you have to have medical device and drug innovation? All the best technologies and drugs come out of the United States. All the rich and somewhat wealthy people come to the United States because you get the best care. Why do you think that they have these Make-A-Wish things and all these starving children in like Guatemala get flown to San Francisco? Because we have the best healthcare if you can afford it here. Right? But guys, on the extreme end is when you have Canada, where the majority of doctors don't even work full time because they bill the government per procedure. So they go, I'll just work enough hours to have a living wage.
Yeah.
And next thing you know, it takes 2 years to see a freaking doctor.
Yep.
Insane. Guys, watch this here. Watch.
Having people say to me like, so I keep having people say to me like, oh yeah, but what about the fucking American healthcare? At least you won't go fucking bankrupt in the UK. Let me tell you about my experience with the NHS, mate. Right? Bearing in mind, I paid more in tax and national insurance in the last year in the UK than I've paid for tax, health insurance, doctor's visits, and my wife's labour for my son since we moved to the US. Okay, right. But my experience with the NHS, I had my first ever allergic reaction on my honeymoon. All right, my face, my throat, everything swelled up to fuck. Nearly died, man. And when I came back to the UK, I said, "Oh, can I get like an allergy test with my GP?" And they said, "Yeah, you can see the GP next week." Blah blah blah. So I go see the GP. Right. When I go in there, she sits down. She goes, "Oh, so why didn't you go private?" I said, because I fucking pay taxes and national insurance. Like, give me a fucking allergy test. They said, oh, I don't know if you're eligible and stuff like that. So we went a bit back and forth. She eventually comes back in. She's like, oh, because you nearly died, it's like you warrant for it. I was like, okay, sweet. She's like, yeah, but we can't do it here. You got to go to fucking Southampton or Bournemouth Hospital or something like that. It's like an hour and a half drive for me. Right. So I was like, okay, yeah, that's fine. They said the soonest they can see you is March, right? That's about 4 or 5 months away, okay, from the GP point. I wait those months. I drive to the fucking hospital. I wait 3 hours to see the fucking doctor. I go in the office and I sit down and he goes, oh, yeah, because it was a one-off thing, we're not going to do it.
What?
Yeah, an allergy test, mate. I paid fucking thousands and thousands and thousands in taxes and national insurance. They can't give me a fucking allergy test. I nearly die. They can't give me an allergy test. I moved to the US a year later, 2 years later. I moved to the fucking US. I'm here for a week. I ring up a doctor. I say, oh, yeah, I want to book an allergy test. They say, oh, okay, sweet. Yeah, see you in a couple of days. I go in. They do the fucking test. I get my results, mate, the next week. Like, Cost me $50.
Yep.
The NHS is a fucking joke. The doctors are always on strike. I don't know why, because they don't fucking work. They always want more money. I don't know why, because they're overpaid as it fucking is for the amount of work they do. Right? It's a joke, mate. It's a joke. Here, right here, I pay. Say I pay $500 a month for my health insurance. That covers my entire family. My entire family. In the UK, I'll be paying national insurance. But then if my wife works, she'll be paying national insurance. And then if my children work, they'll be paying national insurance. Okay. So as a family, we're paying fucking way more, mate. Way more. You're on fucking crack if you think the NHS is better than a private healthcare system. And the level of service, the quality of service in the US compared to the UK.
Yeah.
Fucking ridiculous, mate.
Ding, 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 ding.
Yep.
Ding, ding, ding.
Can
yeah.
you,
hold on, wait. Let's
I just wanted to ask
Yep.
Anonymous what he said, because I heard a lot of F-bombs. I could get that part, but that was
Hold on.
Was he making a reference to the Titanic or anything like that? I just
No, he's auditioning for Peaky Blinders.
the did he say any, or the King? Did he say anything about the King? Randy Andy, I'm lost.
Yeah.
Guys, hold on.
Something about those two wankers yanked my motor.
Guys.
I don't want back to my old mate Jim to strip down Whitechapel.
Dad, he's speaking English.
Yes.
He's putting it in his translator. Dude, Dad, he's speaking English. Here we go.
The Canadian healthcare system will quite literally be the death of me, because I truly am just baffled by how things work here, and I can't express how frustrated I am and how much pain I am and just how done I am with like how it works over here. Okay, basically, to put into perspective for you, I have endometriosis. It's very advanced. Okay, when I got diagnosed, it was spread outside of my pelvis, outside my uterus, close to my bladder. Okay, so I have endometriosis pretty much everywhere in my abdomen, lower pelvic region. Okay. And so since then, I was put on a medication called Bizan to kind of like put my symptoms at bay, hopefully stop the endo from growing. And it did for quite a while. And I was really happy about that, kept my symptoms at bay. But within the last year, I've had this constant pain in my left side of my pelvis / abdomen. And it like significantly protrudes more than the right side. Okay. So I knew that something was wrong. I knew that something was there. Had an MRI done. There was a cyst there on that side, the size of a lime. And I'm quite mini. Okay. So like if something's inside of me, no shot, it's going to show. Like it's going to be inflamed and it's going to protrude more than the other side. So whatever, that tracks. And then a couple months ago, I had an appointment with my specialist, my gynecologist, who's also a surgeon, specialist in endo. And she suggested we can put you on hormone-induced menopause because that's
hit the like button, guys.
The other option. In terms of medications, there's nothing stronger than Bizan. She suggested that the IUD would only be effective if my endometriosis was cleared out of me first. So I said, okay, what if we do surgery? And she said, we can do that. We can put you in for surgery and like do an excision surgery on like whatever's there, remove that cyst. And I'm like, okay, great. So in the meantime, she sends me for an ultrasound and she says I need the all clear from my surgeon first before going into the surgery. And on top of that, he needs to be there the day of because of my bowel complications and stuff. Like he needs to be that kind of thing specifically for this issue. That's not the problem. The problem is getting through to my surgeon's office. I called the day of that the referral was sent and I said, heads up, this is being sent. I'm already a patient of his. Is there any way we could expedite it? Because the pain is so excruciating. I need to be seen ASAP so that I can go on the list for surgery. And they were like, we didn't receive anything. That was April 7th, okay? So the other day, I'm at my hospital downtown Toronto, an hour away from my house, and I'm like, I'm here for an appointment already. Because I went to the ER over the weekend because the pain was absolutely excruciating. I didn't know what else to do. So I went to the ER hoping that like maybe they could just do
That's common.
And see like
I'm sorry, guys.
Is there anything concerning that treated like
Sorry, guys. I'm sorry.
God, the British guy had a better point than she did.
You know, one point there though too,
I
like
went to a
for the
cardiologist.
for your regular kind of topics that you talk about, a common remedy for the endometriosis stuff is to get pregnant. So if you have a lot of these symptoms could go away once you're pregnant. So if you delay it and delay it and delay it, you can get worse.
Yeah, and guys, even the high maternal death rate and problems during childbirth is because of the advanced age of women's first baby. If you're 20, 25, and you have a baby and you get pregnant at like 39, you'll be healthier than having your first kid at 39.
Yeah,
because the body's already been through it. So
yesterday, I uploaded this video of the appointment. This is how it went.
Worry me a lot though whenever I feel it, just because it's on the left-hand side. But
is that legal? You can't film in here.
That's why they diagnosed ADHD and all that, right?
So even if I feel like tightness and
why
pain,
ADHD gone to psychiatry in adult?
yeah.
Still be.
So when it comes to the chest pain though, is there a time where I should be alarmed? Like if I feel tightness or pain, like
they will ask you like, why you complaining?
And I first want to say thank you guys so much for all of the sweet comments and messages I've been getting. A lot of you guys really want me to report this cardiologist. I don't know if I feel comfortable doing that, if I'm honest. Only reason I videotaped this appointment was because I could not understand most of the staff that worked there. They all had...
Oh my God.
Voted for it.
Del Pinder, the cardiologist, telling you what to do. Oh my God.
It is better in some regions. That's all I'm gonna say.
Somebody speak English in here. Help me. This is Canada.
Very thick accents, which is perfectly fine, except for the fact that I just did not understand them. So I decided to videotape it because it's obviously something relating to my health and I want to know what's going on. So I videotaped the appointment so I could listen back just in case like I couldn't understand them. I continue to be like, huh, and like have them repeat themselves a million times because one of the nurses was already getting frustrated with me that I could not understand her. So I decided to just videotape. That way I could save them time, me time, and I would have it for my records just in case. The appointment obviously did not go the way I hoped it would. I didn't get a lot of information on what's going on. I've been having chest pain since 2022.
Whoa.
I went to the hospital initially and they said I had myocarditis. When I told this specialist, this cardiologist about that, he basically like denied it. He shut it down immediately.
Guys, look at this. The median wait time to see a GP in Canada is 28.6 weeks. Wait times vary by province. 19.2 weeks in Ontario versus 60.9 weeks in Brunswick. Look at that.
In New Brunswick?
And that's just to see a general practitioner to get a referral to a specialist. And
that's
it's
just to talk to someone.
Appointments, right? It's the specialist appointments that are the ones that are most pushed out because those are the clinics that are most in demand.
That's where my mom and dad are right now. I grew up in New Brunswick. My family is still there.
I can tell you which way they vote too.
Oh, 100%.
They voted for that.
They did. They voted for that.
Today on how fucked is Canadian healthcare, I need an MRI to see if I have a fucking brain tumor. And go
1
ahead
year.
Guess when it is. Go ahead, guess.
1 year.
It's in 2026.
Guys, look, this is March 2025.
So, like, this is
cooked.
This is what
cooked. I'm sorry, guys. Oh, wait.
Yes.
God bless America, dude. Straight up.
This is what the Russians used to derisively call, the warm embrace of collectivism. And they used to say that very ironically because this is not taking care of people at all. And this just goes to show you the lie that these people are sold on. This is not an efficient healthcare system at all. It's completely deficient and it costs way more. Yes, absolutely.
Guys,
It's
all of these
systems.
What's the reason why? Because when you socialize something, it creates a monopoly. The biggest monopoly is the government.
Yep. And
Guys,
it removes incentives.
Yes, I believe that there should be like a public option. Yes, fine. Right?
Yes.
Fine. Okay.
And you have that, right?
Not really.
No, but
below certain salary levels.
If you go to the hospital, yeah, we have Medicaid, yes. But if you go to the hospital, they cannot legally turn you away. Like if you get hit by a car, you will get treated, right? You know what I'm saying? Now, if they'll give you the big medical bill or whatever, but a lot of times the hospitals just take a tax write-off for it, and then the taxpayers got to pay it.
Gotcha.
Yeah, there's like in all these methed out towns and like the Midwest or there's fentanyl, you have these hospitals writing off hundreds of millions of dollars of care because there's just junkies, and I mean there's no one to pay it, you know? So who was saying something?
Well, what I was pointing out is that, with these public systems, you get this runaway fraud like you had in Minnesota, where nobody's watching the bank because there's no fiduciary interest in watching these public funds.
But also too, if you have Matt's Healthcare Inc. and I have AJ's Healthcare Inc. and our competition is trying to do the best job we can, and for the least amount of money, like we want to contract the hospitals and say we can help do X amount of care for X amount of money. Then there's a public option and there's multiple competing private ones too, and all that back and forth and conflict. The customers win. You know what I'm saying? The customers win because hopefully the best wins out. So, but
there's a part of the puzzle that's kind of missing there too. Is when they say you got universal health care in Canada, all that it means is that they will fund you having a family doctor, and they will fund hospitals that you can go to without having to pay. That is it. That's all. Okay. So they'll cover specialists and stuff, but they're always usually through hospitals. So it's the same. Doesn't cover prescription drugs, doesn't help with dental care, and there's weird things that Trudeau tried to do, and then it doesn't cover prescription glasses, all this stuff. All of that stuff is extremely exorbitantly expensive because of, just like the US, 2/3 of people have private health insurance. So again, you're kind of into the school loan issue again, where tuition rates can go up because people can get bigger loans. It's the same kind of thing. All the healthcare costs outside of the system here are extremely high because there's all this private health insurance too. So it's a really weird scenario.
Yeah.
Well, I want to say that there, you want to talk about like complexities in the system. So, AJ, I've talked about this before. Like I get the majority of my healthcare through the VA, which is an entitlement in America that I earned as a result of serving my country at war. That system, ironically, ends up being pretty efficient. In fact, it's one of the most efficient systems in the United States when you compare the dollar that's provided into the VA system. How much of that dollar actually goes to healthcare to the veteran? It's one of the most efficient systems in the United States. But there is a more you can't have what Canada has right now, where you offer all of these benefits, right? But then you don't have secure borders. You can't have all of these these giveaways essentially in the system that are products of collectivism and advanced society, universal healthcare, and then not control your borders and immigration. You can't have a high trust society and not have borders. And I think that that's what Canada is dealing with right now.
Yeah, that's true. And we'll get back to the immigration thing here in a second, because that's been one big disaster.
2026. My MRI to see if I have a brain tumor is in 2026. It's March 2025 right now. And if you thought this was bad, it's actually worse than you thought, because the appointment where we decided that I need this MRI was in December of last year. So it's not like it's 10 months from now. It's 13 months. It's a 13-month wait to see if I have a brain tumor.
Nailed it.
At first, I just thought this was a mistake because having an MRI every year is like a monitoring timeline. Like I already have an MRI every year for my spine tumor, which is why we think maybe I have a brain tumor too. So I was like, hey, they just made a mistake and scheduled this on a monitoring timeline. But no, I called and the clinic was like, yeah, the doctor actually requested that you have it earlier, but this is the next spot we have. We're seeing about 13 months for these brain and spine MRIs. Cool. Cool. Canada, where healthcare is free, but only if you can afford to wait. Today.
Yeah, guys.
Yeah, and if you can afford to pay, you can't actually get medically required services from a private clinic. Like it's illegal for most procedures that are provided by the public system. It's illegal for a doctor to provide them privately. That's another aspect Americans don't understand. We cannot have anything like what you have. Just like so as an option, like it's in our legislation to prevent it. Some provinces are pushing the limit on that.
Wait.
If you pop up a private MRI clinic today for her brain tumor, you'd get shut down because it's illegal.
Whoa, are you serious?
You are forced to use the public system.
You cannot compete with the government.
Forced to use with the public system.
Wait. Colin. We're on the same page. Say what you're gonna say, Colin.
So you're telling me if I'm Jeff Bezos or I'm Zuckerberg or I'm Elon Musk, and I say, the doctor says you got to have this MRI and it's got to be done as soon as possible, and I say I've got so much money, I'll pay $100 million right now to have it done tomorrow. You're telling me that they
for certain things, yep.
They will not and cannot do it.
If a service is deemed medically necessary, it has to be covered by the public system.
What?
That's
so basically, you guys' healthcare system is the DMV. You guys know how everyone has to go to the DMV. Everyone has to wait in line. Bill Gates, Johnny Depp, everyone has to go to the DMV, right? The DMV is the only true place where it's equal outcomes in the United States. It's the most socialist, communist thing as far as like everyone has to wait in line and deal with loudmouth Keisha at the DMV.
There's some stuff like where like maybe a military and some police unions or something can do alternative stuff, but that's it. Yeah. So that's a part of this big problem. That's why we can't save ourselves, because they've made it illegal to save ourselves.
Wow. Yes, ma'am. I'm Bill Gates. I need to get my driver's license, please. I'm gonna kill your bitch ass, bitch. But ma'am, I'll even update your Windows to Windows 11 for free. I hope you die of AIDS,
Wow.
Cooked.
And a crazy thing too, like a lot of these, I don't know exactly if MRI, like that example, I'm like would be a problem or not, but so many, like it's all fundraising. Cities just do fundraising to buy these new machines, and then they can't even get doctors to run them half the time.
Wow,
it's crazy.
Yeah, I read like a study that talked about the number of MRI machines in Canada's biggest city, and it like compared to like what we had at Mayfair Mall. Like they had 3 machines in all of Toronto or something like that. And this was back in like 2006. When the study was done, but like we have more machines in like Mayfair Mall in Milwaukee than like what all of Toronto had, and it goes to show you just how desperate things go when you start allowing the government so much control over that portion of the economy.
Wow. USA has 4 times more. There's 4 times more per person in the US.
Around Walkerton's Legion. After hours in a line that snaked around Walkerton's Legion Hall and down.
Yeah, that's Canada for you.
Surrounding streets, Susan Marshall is cold.
I'm sorry, but I'm frozen.
Was this a wedding?
My lips are frozen right now.
But the payoff is huge. After 5 years, she will finally have a family doctor. Walkerton is getting a new physician. 500 patients will get a spot. No triage, though, just first come, first served. Since the early morning hours, more than 1,000 people came to line up here in the cold, in the snow, all desperate, all with stories of what life has been like without a family doctor.
It says that there's a problem if there's this many people willing to come out in a snowstorm to try and get a doctor.
My husband, he has fairly serious health issues, and many times I feel like I'm not able to cope.
Most end up in the ER or simply go untreated.
I just absolutely wait it out until I absolutely have to go to the hospital.
She just eats her feelings, right, guys? She's obviously a stress eater, right?
There is similar desperation in many parts of the country. More than 6 million Canadians don't have a family doctor.
Damn.
We're seeing a Hunger
There's
Games
40 million people in your country. That's nuts.
all across Ontario.
It's unsustainable, says the president of the Ontario Medical Association.
Who did you guys vote for?
This is the medical system in Canada.
Sorry, guys. That's
It is a great day to be a female in BC, Canada.
No, it's not.
Hi friends, if you live in Canada, you need to watch this video, and some of you from other countries might also find this interesting. So my name is Dr. Carter. I'm a physician with specialties in internal medicine and rheumatology, and you may or may not know, but healthcare in this country is truly falling apart, and I feel like it's not getting the attention it deserves. And I'm fortunate to have this platform, so I thought I would use it to help spread the word and see if we can gain support, because if things do not change soon, I really fear we're at a breaking point. And now I work in the province of Alberta, so I'm going to speak mainly from my perspective, but I understand that it's even worse in certain provinces and other provinces, so I can't even imagine how bad it is. But I'm just going to give you a few statistics.
Can I interject something right here? So I promise you that none of the Canadian government officials have to deal with any of this.
Of course not.
I promise you.
They all fly to the U.S.
In the Soviet system, I think that they called it like the fourth estate or something like that. But all of the Soviet government officials, they had like a special secondary healthcare.
Like what, guys?
They had an entire.
Oh, Matt, your microphone's acting up again, dude. Guys, here before you guys stop and take a second and sub to Canadian Spider-Man's channel. He's a friend of mine. Let me drop his channel link.
Hey, thanks so much, AJ. I really appreciate that.
Guys, sub to Omni's channel too. This is Spider-Man's channel. And then guys go over here and sub to Omni's channel also.
Thank you.
Everyone stop.
We're almost to 100, man. Almost to 100.
Yeah, guys.
Canadian
Just started.
Spider-Man web slings all around Toronto, eh?
In the woods of British Columbia, we've got tall trees here. Maple scented webbing.
Power lines.
Matt, you were saying? I think your microphone was acting up.
Well, it's better now.
Oh, it's acting up again, dude. You're
better now?
boring out.
You know what? I'm going to check out for a second. I'll just catch you next show, okay?
Okay. All right, my friend. Take it easy.
Or knee replacement in Calgary, where I work. The wait to even meet the doctor, just to have the initial consult, is 28 months. And then to have surgery, it's going to be another 6 to 12 months after.
28 months. That's over 2 years.
That's over
just to get
3
your
years.
knee checked out. Yeah, you're right.
This is the part of the urban rural thing too.
Yeah.
You go to a big city in Canada, you're hooped.
And then to have surgery.
Oh, look, she said.
I work. The wait to
She
even.
said there's
meet
another
the
delay
consult,
after that. Your
It's 28
consult is over 2 years out, and then another
Wait,
year
I'm-
after that.
Yeah.
Insane.
Doctor, just to have the initial consult, is 28 months. And then to have surgery, it's going to be another 6 to 12 months after that. And it keeps getting worse and worse. As a rheumatologist, the wait list in Calgary to see a rheumatologist, we have almost 4,000 people on our wait list. And you'd think that the government would be doing things to try to help physicians and help the healthcare system, but instead they keep making more and more cuts and making it more and more difficult for us healthcare workers.
And here's the thing. Wait. Omni, what did you say?
I said, kiss my ass. She's from Calgary. She voted against the government that's in power. That's why she says all this shit.
Yeah.
But it's true that it's bad. But we've had so much
in Alberta,
immigration.
the province.
Hold on, why? Tell me.
Because this is the urban rural split. You could go to you could go 2 hours out of Calgary and you could get a family doctor. But because everybody wants to be in the middle of the biggest city in the province or whatever, biggest cities of the province, then they have all these problems and shortages, and then they're like, oh, and the government doing more for us. And it's like, yeah, well, they're all the immigration predominantly goes to those huge cities, so we'll come to immigration, I'm sure, but you know, the stress on the system is extraordinary right now, absolutely extraordinary.
Wow. Yeah, and the cough didn't help. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, right. The government has just proposed cuts to our on-call stipends. So they're either drastically reducing the amount of money that we make on call, or just cutting the stipends altogether, expecting.
But, hey, dummy, you guys are only going by these, and by what you bill the government. See, guys, it's different in the United States. Let's just say Keyshawn, 44 Inco, and Brent are doctors in the United States, and I'm AJ Hospital. I would interview them and say, look, I'll pay you $300,000 a year or whatever, and you guys are going to be on call and you're going to work 70 hours a week or whatever. Guys, that's what you get paid. That's how much you have to work. There is no ifs, ands, or buts, right? The hospital makes money off of the work you do that it gets billed, but you have a set salary, right? And then you work however many, 60, 70 hours a week. Whereas in Canada, they bill the government for everything that they do.
Yep.
So why would you just not work enough hours to make $120,000 a year to live good in Alberta or whatever? You know what I'm saying? Why not?
Yep.
What's the incentive to actually work 75 hours, 80 hours? What's the incentive to actually do, bust your butt and get really, really good? Also, too, really good doctors can get into really good hospitals and make $700,000-$800,000 a year. So they have financial incentive to do well and work well and get lots of experience. That's not a thing in Canada. What a joke.
Doctors to work for free. For example, for our specialty, from the hours of 7 p.m. to 5 a.m. when we're on call, starting April 1st, we will now make $20, period. Not $20 an hour, $20, period. And some specialties won't make any money at all when they're on call. Now, other provinces are actually doing things to increase physician payments, but for some reason, the Alberta government is going the opposite direction and decreasing how much we make. Now, being on call is extremely
Well, then I guess you better work more.
stressful. When we do it as rheumatologists, we're on call 24/7 for 7 days straight. So it's very exhausting. It's extremely stressful.
But hey, if you were on call 24 hours a day for friggin' 7 days a week and you were making $600,000 a year, it wouldn't be as stressful.
And they rotate it. It's not the same person all the time.
Yeah.
So grow up, be a firefighter.
Or how it is in the United States, where you work 48-hour shifts, 2 or 3, 2 48-hour shifts a week or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's different. But still, guys, what's the number one best HR solution? More money, right, guys? Right, guys, can you imagine? Guys, take the job that you have now and make it 10 times more annoying, and difficult. And imagine if your boss said, "Hey, look, I'll triple your salary." That would shut you up real fast, right?
And then to only be paid $20 to work for 10 hours, it's honestly a joke.
To be on call for 10 hours.
We need your help. We need you to write to your government officials, let them know that you
Shut up.
This is the other thing. I don't know, like I know you have public sector unions, right, in the States, and we have them here too. But now not only do we have public sector unions, but our entire healthcare system has a union. So it's a public system union that fights against the government that funds the public sector service. So it's like, it's extremely annoying for normal people who aren't like a teacher or in the medical healthcare system, because there's these oversized, extremely urban-centric, powerful unions that weigh in on all this stuff and tell us the government's doing all this bad stuff, and you're like, really? Well, you weren't very nice to me when I came in. You know, you just kind of like, the reality is
all the union
somewhere
guys
in between.
are all driving Bentleys and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because all those union dues. You know what I mean?
Canadian provinces are now poorer per capita than the poorest U.S. state, Mississippi, and Canada's most populous.
Look at that, guys.
And influential province, Ontario, has the same per capita GDP as Alabama. To add to this, the cost of living crisis, particularly housing, is approaching
He said Alabama. Damn.
epidemic levels, while mass waves of immigration continue unabated. No major political party seems willing to tackle the immigration fiasco, so there's little hope for improvement in this regard. Canada is now running on the fumes of its former prosperity.
What happened?
Wind it back a little bit. Just about 10 seconds. Right here. That's Polyev. I thought Polyev was wanting to put a stop to immigration.
No one takes the hardest line that's necessary to take. They'll take whatever they can, kind of sneak a few votes from the competitor, and that's about it.
Gotcha.
There's only one party that proposed more extreme things, and they got just destroyed. When Trudeau got elected, they got called all the bad things, and
all the isms.
Yes. So and they were,
who's that new party in the UK?
With Rupert Lowe, the Restore Party. Dude.
Yes, the Restore Party.
He's gonna
Let's go. Let's go, guys. Hold on, and we'll look at him in a little bit. But guys, remind me to pull him up, guys.
City boy.
Yes, Restore Britain.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah,
Homeboy's cape is flapping in the wind, bro. He's the hero we all need. He's like Jon Snow with the sword, and all those people on horseback are riding at him. He's not playing.
Someone called him racist, and he said, "I don't care."
Yeah. He's I don't care.
Yep.
Yeah.
Nobody like that around here.
Get up, man. Let's go.
In this regard, Canada is now running on the fumes of its former prosperity, and when this dries up, the brittle bonds hold.
Stop, take a second, hit the like button, please. Let's try and hit 100 likes.
The Canadian Confederation together will swiftly break. So how did this situation come to be? What form is the collapse likely to take? And is there any way to prevent it? Before answering these questions, it's crucial to examine the current state of Canada's economy. The nation is facing numerous systemic issues, but perhaps the most glaring is the massive level of capital flight. Capital flight has two components: a significant decrease in foreign investment in Canada and a rapid increase in Canadian capital flowing abroad. Since 2013, foreign investment in Canada has decreased by 55.1%, while Canadian investments abroad have surged by 73.7%.
So there's no foreign money coming in, but there's Canadian money going out. But now, guys, how well do you think these investments are going, right? Do you think that they're investing in anything worth a damn? No.
This trend is largely due to increased regulation, high taxes, skyrocketing debt levels,
look at this guy,
deteriorating public finances, and heightened uncertainty about the nation's future. Unsurprisingly, this downturn coincides with the rise of Justin Trudeau's Canadian Liberal Party to power. It should be noted that this has not been the historical norm for Canada. The nation led the United States in business investment as a share of GDP prior to 2015. Well,
gee, funny how that works, right?
Yes.
Right, guys. Gee, it's as if putting a commie in charge.
Dude, look at that chart, man. Look at that.
This. Guys, look, whoa, hold on. Let's pump the brakes. Guys, who did we elect right here?
Orange Man.
Oh,
it's hard to
right here.
remember. No.
Orange Man.
Yep.
Who could we have possibly elected? And then, guys, who did Canada elect or was running during this time? Look at this.
I have a hole in my memory.
Oh, it's Trudeau. Yeah.
It's blocked.
Just Clayton said Justine Trudeau.
Yeah, Trudeau. Yeah.
But imagine if you hadn't got what you voted for
Oh,
at that time.
we'd have been
Like
cooked.
you would have just followed the same trajectory, you guys. Because otherwise that line's even, right? But you go from 2015 to 2017-ish.
Yeah.
And you whew.
And think about this. Was one of the first things Trudeau did was shut off the oil. You know what I'm saying? Like one of the energy was one of Canada's biggest contributors to the GDP, and then
Yeah, they canceled the pipeline.
Shut it off. He canceled it right here. This would have probably at least stayed about probably here. You know what I'm saying?
You would think, yeah.
What a joke.
2015. While this is undoubtedly concerning, a more fundamental problem exists in Canada's economy. It's difficult to overstate how much of Canada's economy is now a giant real estate house of cards. Between 2014 and 2021, housing accounted for an astonishing 34% of total investment in Canada.
And guys, it's foreigners who are doing this.
Yeah.
Guys, Canadians don't have the money to buy all this property like that. You know,
foreign bad people.
This is why they don't want to toss everyone out because it's going to collapse the housing market.
Yeah, it's true.
Compared to just 18.5% in the US. In contrast, investments in productive sectors such as research and development, intellectual property, and information and communications technology lag far behind those of the US.
Guys, even Ireland, Ireland's been really taking off because when the UK left the EU, a whole bunch of financial centers went to Dublin from London, you know, and then they're doing a lot of research and development for, medical diagnostic devices, big pharma, all that other stuff is in Ireland now. So,
for example, Canada's R&D investment is just 12.6% compared to 27.7% in the US. And IT investment stands at 10% in Canada versus 17% in the US. In other words, when it comes to investments in productive assets, the things that make products, create jobs, and promote productivity growth, the US is vastly better positioned. People tend to forget, but it wasn't long ago that houses were a place to sleep, raise children, and barbecue with friends on the weekends. Contrast that with the current Canadian dream of getting someone else to cover your mortgage payments with their rent, and one can appreciate how twisted the idea of housing as an investment has become. The transformation of housing into an investment vehicle has been disastrous. Housing unaffordability has led to couples delaying getting married, having children, and opening small businesses. Take a look at this chart indicating the average birth rate. In 2022, the birth rate dropped to a historic low of just 1.33 children.
damn, look at that, 1.3.
Not even at replacement rate.
Look, and that's where all the Indians coming in.
Have you seen the size of our women up here? They're not attractive.
Yeah, it's not as many children, but they're large children. Like
bunch of circus seals running around.
Yeah, no one wants to get with that.
Oh no.
Per woman. Meanwhile, the average age of first-time mothers has steadily climbed over the last 5 decades from 25.6 years in 1976 to 31.6.
31. And you wonder why there's all these Canadian kids that are yay.
Yeah.
Yep.
And a lot of
there are a bunch of transformers.
Guys, one at a time. But guys, once again, put a one if you guys agree. Feminism is a death cult. It honestly is. Anywhere it takes root, the women stop having kids and the birth rate drops, and then they delay having children until later on. Guys, Ireland's average age of first marriage is 34 years old.
Wow.
That means that oftentimes the women are waiting to have kids until they're well into geriatric pregnancy. You know what I'm saying? Age of first.
It's a bunch of genetic dead ends.
Let's see in Ireland. Let's see. Ireland. Let's see.
Yeah, and that's going to cause more medical care needed for all these conditions.
The average age of first-time mothers in Ireland is 32.6 years old. Wow. Hold on. No, 33.3. Wow.
Those kids are going to have like cobwebs on them.
In 2022. In Vancouver, Canada's least affordable city, the birth rate is a paltry 1.1 children per woman. Looking at these statistics, it's clear that the issue of housing unaffordability is directly impacting the birth rate. Simply put, the issue isn't that young Canadians don't want to have families. They're just
The lie detector determined that was a lie.
Young Canadian men want families. It's young Canadian women who don't want it.
And an important point too is that it's not like they're suddenly super wealthy, but when they hit 31,
yeah, that's true.
like it's not. There's no big nest egg. There's no like super successful careers and stuff. It's just delayed for the sake of some other ideal.
Guys,
dude, most of the girls are not broke.
Yeah, but guys, here's the thing about like not having kids because you can't afford it. Most normal working 2-parent homes can have kids. Guys, if it was about money, guys, like I think it's like 84% of the world lives below our poverty line. You know what I'm saying? Think about it. Southeast Asia, Africa. Guys, I know Hispanic immigrants who come here legally and they have like 3 or 4 kids. You know what I'm saying? The husband works on a road crew, the wife works at a grocery store, and they make it work. They live in an apartment. They have 1 car. You know what I'm saying? The kids don't have new clothes. They grow. They're basic middle class, like how middle class was in the 80s. You know, that's how you make it work. But now the average Canadian American wants their child to have a luxury lifestyle. They want to have 2 cars, live in a gated community, travel internationally once a year, have their kids' college paid for once they they graduate from high school. That's luxury.
And they want to own their 3-bedroom house when they're 20.
Yeah,
it makes no sense whatsoever.
They want the influencer lifestyle.
Yep. In my region, I know lots of single income families actually, so it's kind of crazy. In the more traditional conservative areas, you'll see it way more often, but you got to get out of the city to see it.
Yep.
Being priced out of doing so. Lastly, while Canadians love to brag about their high quality and affordable education system, which is largely accurate at the university level, the nation is now losing skilled professionals at an astonishing rate, primarily to
you guys remember how we talked about the young French? Are you getting the hell out of France? You know, all the talented, educated French are leaving, right? Now look at Canada.
United States. In the highly sought-after tech-focused STEM field, 1 in 4 graduates are leaving to work abroad.
Damn.
Among software engineers, some of the most important talent for any advanced economy, a staggering 66% are leaving to work outside the country. This brings us to the next major issue facing the nation. While its skilled workers are leaving, unskilled workers are arriving in droves through
I wonder from where.
Mass immigration.
Camera angle down.
While much has been said about mass immigration to Canada, there is a more insidious aspect of this problem that goes largely unnoticed: the labor shortage deception. Canada has one of the highest immigration rates in the industrialized world.
Absolutely insane. As Canada does not have a large population. You take New York, Chicago, and Boston. I actually think that's the entire population of Canada. Hold on. New York has
I'm pretty sure the UK has more people in it
Yeah,
than Canada.
well, no, yeah. The New York metropolitan area has 19.15 million, so that's half the people right there, right? And let's look at Boston. Boston has, where's the metropolitan area for Boston? Has 4.9 million right there. Okay, so we're already almost there. And then Chicago. Hold on. Let's see. Chicago metropolitan area has 9.8 million. So yeah, so basically those three cities. And then you add in LA, right? LA population, greater metropolitan area. Let's see. Los Angeles. Let's see. You have 10 million people in the metropolitan area. So between Chicago, Boston, New York, and LA, those four cities have more people than all of Canada. Insane.
Yeah, New York, LA, and Chicago will do it. It's or California as a state.
How many people are in California?
Something about the map of Canada you've been showing now. Hopefully people aren't getting confused, because if I remember right, it was after 2000 that a large chunk of it was carved off into Nunavut. So isn't that considered a separate
into what
nation?
No. We just had this
it's a province.
Territories.
Yeah,
territory. It's a separate province. Okay.
Yeah.
And for 2024 to 2026, we'll bring in nearly 1.5 million new permanent residents over the 3-year period.
Look at
With
that.
a population of 39.7 million, this represents a 3.7% increase in
Look at that, guys. So there's more people in California than in Canada. Insane.
3 years. This figure doesn't even include the over 500,000 international student visas issued annually.
And the illegals too.
Included, this jumps to a 7.5% population increase in 3 years, a jarring figure. The reason given by politicians for these sky-high immigration targets
This beta male
is a supposed shortage of skilled workers. However, this is a lie. The reality is Canada doesn't have a labor shortage. It has a peasant shortage. For years, corporations have been exploiting loopholes in the temporary foreign worker program, hiring
It says tard.
international students and foreign workers for less than the cost of hiring Canadians. This abuse is now rampant in the labor market, where labor market impact assessment, LMIA fraud, allows businesses to hire foreign workers and essentially sell them low-skilled jobs in exchange for a fast track to permanent residency.
Sound familiar, guys? Right? Sounds like what we've been dealing with. You know what I mean?
And
about this though, guys, is like for most of my life, it was the Democrats who were closed borders. Oh, these Republicans want these this cheap illegal labor, blah blah blah. And then in 2020, it switched, and then all of a sudden, the Democrats want the open borders, and the Republicans want to close them. And guys, don't get it twisted. The Democrats want open borders because they need voters. California is the most abandoned state in the union, so the more illegals that they can bring in. And I showed you guys the chart that conservatives are having more children than liberals. If the liberals didn't have illegals, I mean, they would be gone within 2 generations. They would be gone. Yeah.
Well, this sounds.
I mean, you were saying earlier.
Yeah, like the basically the sign should say "Move to Canada, drive an Uber," because that's it. Or you're, because you can't even get a job at any of the major fast food chains without going through an immigration program these days, depending where you are.
Yeah, you can go and work at Tim Hortons.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah.
The scheme is currently happening on a massive scale. Here's how it works. Immigration consultants approach businesses with an offer to source foreign workers willing to pay cash in exchange for hiring them. The foreign workers eager to gain expedited access to permanent residency through a job offer are happy to pay. The LMIA program requires these jobs to be posted on Canadian job boards before they can be offered to foreign workers. To meet this requirement, businesses post the positions on ghost job boards that technically comply but receive no actual web traffic.
Wow.
After 28 days, the business can legally hire the foreign worker, who then kicks back part or all of their pay to the business, along with a portion to the consultant for setting up the deal.
What?
LMIA jobs are often sold for $50,000 or more, and an entire industry has emerged with shell companies created for the sole purpose of selling as many LMIA jobs as possible.
That is absolutely insane.
AJ,
Yeah, I'm not
this
familiar
is
with the details.
this is literally serfdom. This is serfdom. What is going on? It's
Wow.
absolutely disgusting.
There's another factor, and I can't remember exactly why, but there's a GDP influence that happens when you bring in more people. It makes your number change, and so we know globally the countries compete, the leaders compete on getting those GDP numbers up, and so by flooding in a whole bunch of more people, all of a sudden there's a whole bunch of more people working jobs, air quotes, and somehow it makes GDP numbers look better. And I'm convinced that that's it. That might be the only reason, except for the globalist companies, that benefit from the cheap labor.
Wow, that's crazy.
Theme is most prevalent in sectors like fast food, restaurants, transportation, warehousing, and retail. Positions that previously would be filled by high school and college kids happy to work in entry-level positions. Importing foreign workers isn't needed to take
AJ.
orders at Tim Hortons.
Say again?
I don't know if you guys had this, but there was a big scare back in the 15 years ago or so, where it was like, boomers, they're never going to retire. They're going to take all the kids' jobs. Do you remember that? It was a thing up here where it was like, oh, boomers they're retiring. They're supposed to get out of the job market, but they're going to steal jobs from all the high school kids. And it never really came to fruition, but it did through this.
Well, the thing about here is that there is a big problem when the 2008 bubble burst. Because remember, the thing about Canada is like, Canada wasn't hit as hard by the bubble bursting, so Canada didn't change its investment strategy for property like the United States. The United States pivoted all the way over, right? So someone says Raj Hortons, someone says Singh Hortons. Oh, no.
Or stock shelves at Walmart. So the claim that these workers are filling highly skilled labor gaps becomes extremely dubious. Combine this with the unemployment rate hitting a 7-year high of 6.6%, and the reasoning becomes even more questionable. 2023 alone saw 240,000 new LMIA jobs approved, more than double the number from just 5 years earlier. This figure doesn't even include open work permit.
They said that they sell these jobs for like 50 grand. They said, right?
Something like that. And these are just the employees that come as part of the program. So a whole family could come and the number could be larger.
So that is, wow. That's a lot of money.
Yeah.
That's a lot of cash. Wow.
But the great replacement's not going on, guys. It's all fake.
Yeah. And Canada didn't learn from the debt thing in 2008 either. The amount of debt, I don't know if you're going to cover it, but is now it's much higher than it was before in 2007. It's like 176% household debt to income ratio right now.
Canada's debt is kind of hidden because of all of it's so weird and like all over
That's
the
personal
place.
debt. Right.
Yeah, it's all over the place. There's so many people I meet who are in so much debt, guys. Like, it's crazy.
Hold on. There's
This is the current podcast.
We will be able to hear it.
Dollar not pan out.
He doesn't have visuals. Let's see.
Canada is sailing through a sea of federal debt, around $763.
Oh my God.
Dollars. Look at that, guys. Look at that. if you look
globalist.
at that GDP that's being pumped up by the amount of low skilled or unskilled people that you're bringing in, and you're making these low skilled jobs. That says, that's adding to the economy,
And
Yep.
from 1870.
They didn't put dates on it.
Damn.
They didn't put dates. There we go. Okay.
Damn. Look.
They just skim over the dates though, so you can't tie it to any person.
Significantly during.
What happened here, guys? Right?
At that time when it was that low, your mortgage was 15%. Now it's like 5%. But so there were downsides, but it was the proper kind of downside.
Yeah.
After the financial crisis of 2008 and after Prime Minister Trudeau was elected in 2015.
Yeah, see, it went up and then it started going down, and then Thunderhead McGee got in charge.
Mm-hmm.
Look at this, guys.
Now, the other thing was number I had was that the personal household debt across all combined is higher than the country's GDP.
This video was brought to you by Nebula. For most of the past 15 years, Canada's economy has been the envy of much of the developed world.
The lie detector determined that was a lie.
Canada weathered the 2008 financial crash perhaps better than any other developed country, and its impressive GDP, stable, progressive politics, and general good vibes meant that it was widely considered to be one of the most livable countries in the whole world.
The lie detector determined that was a lie.
However, today things don't look quite so rosy. The headline numbers are still pretty good. Canada's GDP has grown faster than basically any other G7 country, apart from the US since the pandemic.
This is bullshit, guys. We've already said that you have a whole bunch of low-skilled people from India coming in. You know what I mean? Come on.
Scratch the surface.
And anytime you see a number like that, I don't know if you can scroll back to it, but like when they have to explain what the ratio is, it's just like it's a real GDP percent change compared to like you can't. It means nothing when they've just figured a good combo of numbers that shows something.
Guys, hit the like button, please.
Country are painfully strained. So GDP per capita is actually falling, and its public services are painfully strained. Cool. So in this video, we're going to take a look at Canada's economy and why things are getting worse. Before we start, if you haven't already, please look at the headline numbers. Like the rest of the world, Canada's economy has had a tough few years. Rising global food and energy prices pushed inflation up to a peak of 8.1% in June 2022, a level last reached during the oil price crisis of the late 70s and early 80s. However, the Canadian economy seemed to recover pretty well. After the central bank raised its benchmark interest rate of 0.25% in 2022 to a high of 5% in late 2023, inflation fell relatively quickly, dropping to 3.4% in May of 2023, and then stabilizing around 3% from January 2024 onwards. This was higher than the Bank of Canada's 2% target, but it was also low and stable enough that in June, Canada's central bank decided to cut rates, becoming the first G7 central bank to do so. What makes this look even more impressive is that Canada apparently continued to post relatively strong GDP growth during this steep rise in interest rates. At the same time as most of the global economy was stalled, Canada posted GDP growth of 3.8% in 2022 and 1.1% in 2023. Data from April also suggests that in the first quarter of
let's skip ahead, guys.
I don't know if you, AJ, I don't know if people realize, especially younger people realize, like everybody wants low interest rates for everything, right? Because they want a low interest rate for their mortgage, for their student loan, for whatever. But it's actually like really bad, right? Because it means your investment interest rates are really low too. You can't get over 3% here, even on a 5-year investment.
Wow.
So like but in this, so like that's why it was kind of funny that guy's saying that, because in the 80s you had a 2-digit up to 20% high interest rate that you could get on your investments, and that's how boomers got through. But everybody wants everything cheaper. Right, but everybody wants everything cheaper, but they want to do it through debt, and then therefore you're down to like less than 1% interest rate, and you think it's a great thing. It's not.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure that like the GDP and stuff like that don't even like calculate the like things like food and stuff like that even into their calculation. So it's a moot point.
Yeah.
Government, which has deliberately liberalized migration rules and set targets for roughly 500,000 new permanent residents each year.
There it is, with India as a key beneficiary. The expansion carries substantial implications for Indian immigrants as India serves as Canada's primary source of immigration and students. Wow.
This 1% increase was significantly larger than the growth that the Canadian economy experienced that quarter. In fact, it shrank by 0.1%, which means that GDP per capita actually fell. This would be fine if it was a one-off thing, but it's not. According to a study by the Fraser Institute, in 5 of the 6 quarters between the middle of 2022 and the end of 2023, Canada's population grew by more than its economy. While we don't have complete data for the first 2 quarters of 2024, the fact that growth has come in well below analysts' expectations suggests something similar happened then too. This means that even though Canada's GDP is rising, its GDP per capita is falling. In other words, the Canadian economy is in some sense getting bigger, but Canadian living standards are also actually falling. The steep rise in immigration has also made Canadians less positive about immigration.
Gee, I wonder why.
Pushed up Canada's unemployment to a 2-year high of 6.4% and exacerbated its housing crisis, which is one of the worst in the world. The average house price in Canada has skyrocketed from roughly 250,000 Canadian dollars in 2005 to about $750,000 today.
Holy moly.
Old data, too. Old data. Even worse.
And the ratio between median house price and median wage has risen from 3 in the 90s to nearly 6 today.
Whoa!
On top of that, particularly popular cities like Vancouver and Toronto are literally some of the least affordable cities in the world, with the ratio reaching 12 in Vancouver and nearly 10 in Toronto. As we mentioned in other videos, housing crises are generally bad for economies. They exacerbate inequality, push down fertility rates, and even reduce productivity, i.e. GDP or output per hour of work.
So before we get into the immigration part here, let's look at some other Canadians talking about Canada here, right? Hold on.
So as you may or may not know, Canada is officially dead. Canada is done. It had been declining steadily and heavily for 10, 11, 12 years now, but officially dead. And it's wild how so many people don't realize what's happening in their own country, where anywhere I go in the world, people hear that I'm Canadian. They're like, I'm sorry for your loss. Yeah, many people down here in Costa Rica have left Canada because they realize that it is just deceased. Beyond all of the ridiculous immigration, the laws, the wokeism, the trade deals with America that is absolutely done, our economy collapsing, the freedom of speech laws that are being passed, a government that absolutely is on a trajectory to just completely implode the country. It is sad, honestly. And it's wild how more people don't realize that it's one of the most unaffordable countries. We have the worst healthcare. Soon, me being a Canadian saying this online is going to be illegal. If it's not already legal, like, what is hate speech? It's just absolutely wild. So if you have ever considered packing up your bags, leaving Canada, getting out, renouncing your residency, you can absolutely do that. There are many places in the world that are wonderful, that are beautiful, that are affordable, where you can get great healthcare, education, although I do recommend homeschooling your kids so that they don't become brain dead like the rest of society. But yeah, there are other options. So I know so many of you that have been messaging me being like, Sam, Canada, how do I leave? It's not that hard. You just need to make a plan.
I don't know about moving to Costa Rica, but you just need to move to a more rural area. You know what I'm saying?
It's a start.
Yeah, that's a start, you know?
They'll take 40% of your investments if you move them out of the country too.
Yeah.
After reaching a population of 40 million, Canada has cracked a new threshold. So as
Sorry for the jump scare, guys. Look at this thing right here. Look at
We all going to live. We are all going to be living in tent cities, in compound camps. You remember the movies Hunger Games? That's where we're heading. So either you're going to live in the capital with the rich, where you have everything and you can have all these properties and empty houses and you don't care because you have a lot of money, and the rest of us will live in districts. That's what's happening. Canada is becoming that because that's all I see. Because all I see is these people who are telling me, oh, just leave Ontario. Like, just leave Ontario. I can't. We all work hybrid jobs or fully in the office. So that means we're bound to the city because we have to be able to get to work. I can't live 2 hours outside the city if I got to get to work every day. And the cost of gas and transportation is really high. So not only do I have to pay to go to work, to make money to pay to go to work, I can't live that far out for my kids. That's why I'm moving back to the city. I moved out of the city. I left the GTA. I moved to the Niagara region to save money. But I have to move back because my daughters have jobs.
Say again?
That's not out of the city. It's so stupid.
No, that's pretty close. Yeah, it's ridiculous.
In the city and they can't afford to pay rent. So I have to move back so they have somewhere to live. That's why I'm moving. Otherwise, I'd be staying out here. I would not be going back to the city. But I have to. And because it's so expensive in the city, I can't afford to rent something there. My mother's moving in with me to help pay for the rent. So
I don't see a wedding ring on your
That was her cat, not mine.
There you go. Yeah.
this is the situation, okay? So we're all moving into this one big house together because we have to all pool our money together to be able to afford something.
Weird.
And it's still with beyond our budget, like still beyond our budget.
You mean like
And
all the
on top of
foreigners
that
do?
all-
Yeah.
On top of all of that, these landlords have unrealistic criteria that they are implementing, like unrealistic. And I can do a whole video explaining all the things I have personally experienced and the things that people I know have experienced.
Could it be because you're a dunderheaded single mom, right? Come on, man.
Just to tell you how bad it is. Number two, the rent prices are insanely high that it's like there's houses sitting there that have been empty and they won't lower the rent. So therefore they're just sitting there empty. There's also being outbidded. So, you go to put an application in a house and you find out someone else offered more. You're not winning that one. And also being outnumbered. I put an application in on Monday for a house. There was 2 other applications at the time. By the time my application went in, there was
I can't, guys, with a stupid cat.
I'm kidding.
No, she got done by Canuck Nug. So that's why she's like that.
All right, guys, here, let's look at hold on.
Canadian homes are disgustingly unaffordable. Coming from somebody who makes 6 figures, it's still difficult to get a home. The bulk of people in Canada cannot get a home. One of the huge issues here in Canada is that our government doesn't develop enough, they don't build enough, they don't incentivize enough.
Because you believe in socialism and communism. Just like what they did in St. Paul, Come on, man. Oh, wait. Here you go. This is that original one with that.
Canada in chaos. What's going wrong? Canada is on the brink of becoming a failed state. Housing market is a disaster. Food prices much worse here than US. Hospitals are dysfunctional. Anger and depression everywhere with no hope.
Well, if I live way the fuck up there, I'd be angry and depressed too.
This is how Canadians describe Canada at the moment. But what happened? Let's take a look. In 2014, Canada's GDP per capita was 83% of US GDP. But in 2023, it went down to 65%.
Oh.
At the same moment, Canada's population increased by 9.2%.
Yeah, gee, I wonder why. And where from, right, guys?
And US population only by 6.5%.
Look at that!
In 2024, the average housing price in Canada was approximately $539,000, compared to about $412,000.
What?
And that's US money.
Crazy.
But the average monthly salary in Canada was only around $3,900, while in the United States, it was approximately $4,700. If you think food prices have risen significantly in the US, the increase in Canada in 2024 was 10.8% higher than in the US. The unemployment rate in Canada is approximately 58.5% higher than in the United States.
Oh, higher than.
Healthcare and childcare are more accessible in Canada due to government subsidies and lower costs. However, a shortage of daycare spots and hospital beds significantly offsets these advantages, creating challenges for families and patients. And on top of it, Canadians pay 22% more taxes than Americans relative to the size of their economies. You've seen those signs that say, in emergency, break glass. Well, it's time to break the glass. Deputy Governor Carolyn Rogers.
Here you go.
What if all 1.4 billion Indians suddenly moved to Canada?
Give it another 5 years.
Hello. It's already 2 million.
Someone says, isn't it already happening?
Top comment, nice.
Oh, look at that.
Oh, man.
Traditional politeness is officially liquidated as urban streets transform into a lawless, high-decibel gridlock of Indian-style traffic and zero-lane discipline. Suburban neighborhoods collapse into high-density slums as gutted single-family homes cram 20 residents per room.
It's just normal, guys. That's normal.
I don't know if I can show this because I think here we go, guys. Here we go.
According to the Canadian immigration,
guys, hit the like button, guys. Let's try and hit 100 likes. You know what I'm saying, guys? For all you guys that are new, I go live Monday through Friday at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and then Sundays at 9. You know what I'm saying, guys? If you want to join the Discord, please email me at ajrants@gmail.com. Remind me of your name, and then I will. I'll let you in the Discord. It used to be open. We had to close it because we started getting trolls and spam. So, yeah.
Lawyers Association, years of backlogs and a lack of a national strategy could result in long-term consequences. So this all comes as Ottawa has started its plan to tighten our immigration rules and reduce residents over the coming years. We're joined this morning by Rick Lamanna. He's a partner at Fregeman Law and a board member of the Canadian Immigration Lawyers Association. Good morning.
Good morning, Emery.
Just to set this up for people, we have about half the applications in backlog. How did that backlog?
That's funny. We don't hear it at all.
How did we get to this point?
Pretty layered question. You go back to COVID. I think in more recent times, one of the issues really has been the cutback in staffing. So over a year ago, IRCC decided that it was going to reduce staffing levels to pre-COVID numbers. The problem with that is that the intake is not at pre-COVID levels.
Right.
And so, there's only so much you can do with so many people. I think that's a big part of it.
We know the government has announced its plans to reduce Canada's non-permanent residents, including international students, by less than 5%. That mark is supposed to be by 2027. So this is part of addressing housing and infrastructure issues. At least that's what they said. Yet our colleagues in universities are financially struggling because of lack of tuition from international students. We're now competing for talent in AI and in research. So what policies need to shift to ensure that we can attract international talent, but also have what they need when they get here, including healthcare and housing?
Well, I think where we are is entirely predictable. And I say that because if for over a decade, you open the floodgates and you don't really have any sense of where these students are going and what programs are graduating in, right? You're left with a huge number of students that now their pathway is blocked. So what do? The government decided it was going to stop those floodgates, close the funnel. And like you said, now we're in a situation where there are a lot of schools in big financial trouble. And so it's going to take a few years to work this out. It's interesting to note that the very day after they announced.
Actually says BC's, the British Columbia.
Yeah, that's true.
It stands for brain cash.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Cooked, guys, cooked.
The levels plan back in late 2025. The very next day, they announced for master's and doctoral students, Canada's open for business. We're going to expedite your application. We're going to expedite the application for your spouse if you have one. So the issue is a lot of mixed messaging, and regardless of the target, I'm not even sure if they're going to meet it, because I think what we're saying to international students abroad is come and you might be able to stay, but that's not a guarantee. And so they may be looking elsewhere.
Last fall, Immigration, Refugee, and Citizenship Canada released the number of applications that it was wading through. And, as we mentioned, there were 2 million applications, but just over 1 million are in backlog. So the federal government says AI technology is going to help clear this. But just how effective is the system we have? Where does this leave people who are kept waiting? And
hopefully you're cooked, right?
What the heck? We're cooked if AI is going to do it.
Here you go.
Zineb Shaban left Tunisia in 2023 to study and build a career in Quebec.
Au revoir, ma belle. Bonne journée.
A graduate of HEC Montreal, Zineb obtained a post-graduation work permit and landed a job as an assistant manager in a large Montreal store.
So she went to college here or whatever, graduated just to be an assistant manager at a store. That makes perfect sense, right?
Yeah.
Right, guys? Oh, yeah, she really added to the Canadian economy, please. Right? And guys, all of these low-skilled workers, guys, I mean,
Hide the money, y'all. There's poor people around.
Having achieved these goals, Zineb was supposed to be able to stay in Canada under the widely used admission route, the Quebec Experience Program.
It took a lot of time. I spent almost 1.5 years looking for work in my field, so I'm very happy. I really like what I do.
But here's the problem. In recent months, Canada has, without warning, tightened its admission policy. Having failed to accumulate enough experience in her professional field before the program was cancelled, Zineb is no longer eligible for permanent residence. Her visa is expiring and her life plan is collapsing along with it.
At least
Tunisia's
warmer than it is here.
Well, that's
sure, yeah.
Well, that's the other aspect. This whole topic is ridiculous because it's not only all these other cost of living things you've covered already, but the heat and cooling requirements, additional driving requirement. Like we now have walkable cities or whatever. Like there's just so much more. You have no idea what you're gonna be spending money on. And if you get your own house, you're even more hooped because the maintenance is just atrocious with these kinds of cycles of heat and cool. Like
guys, that's everywhere because there's a blue collar shortage, and guys, if you're in any large city, try and call a plumber or an electrician and see how much money that it'll cost you, so
Really gave us a lot of hope. They told us we would have a better future here. No one is going to invest that much money just to end up going back home.
But if you were a software engineer, you wouldn't have a problem. You dumb.
No one knew it would end like this. Temporary immigrants, we're not just numbers. We're families. We have dreams. It's an investment for us. And this instability really affects our mental health. It affects our whole life. We're really lost. We don't know what to do.
Guys, are your arms sore from playing the world's smallest violin, right? Come on, man.
To justify this abrupt change to its admission policy, Ottawa says that after years of openness under Justin Trudeau, the country is suffering from unbearable strain on public services from temporary immigration.
This government is getting immigration under control, with asylum claims down by 1/3 and new temporary foreign workers down.
He sure does have a punchable face.
I didn't know. I'd have to watch this.
Yeah, with this guy.
I know, you didn't warn me.
He certainly does have a face that he wouldn't tire of punching, right?
Down by more than 70% this year. To match immigration levels with our needs and our capacity to welcome them, this budget will include Canada's new immigration plan to do better. for newcomers and for everyone. It's also the fact that
For the first time since 1946, Statistics Canada has recorded a decline in the country's population, with foreign workers like Zeneb packing their bags. Protests against the reform are growing, with support from trade unions, but also business organizations and some elected officials. Like those in Quebec City.
Imbecile.
The mayor of Quebec City, Bruno Marchand, is using his platform to denounce what he calls an immigration policy that is killing his region's economic growth.
We definitely need several thousand immigrants a year, about 13,000.
I'm sure you do.
Yeah,
You gotta
suppress
pay
them wages.
Yeah, you got to place the slave wages to finish building these buildings here.
If we needed foreign labor, it's because we did not have replacements here. So there is something behind it that is completely incoherent with the needs, the economic context, with people's ability to integrate, and incoherent with what we've told them.
Faced with the authorities' refusal to back down, a workers' collective has announced legal action in Quebec to challenge the abolition of the Quebec Experience program and to demand a grandfather clause for active immigrants already working in Canada. The case has been brought before the federal court.
Of the 20 workers we had initially, there will be 3 left.
Why didn't you hire a local Canadian?
Yeah, hold on. So they couldn't find 20 Canadians? Isn't it?
Exactly.
Why does Canada have the lowest unemployment around young people? Please tell me that. It's ridiculous.
Crazy. That's crazy.
The company, the human resources manager, has for years relied on international recruitment because she couldn't find Canadian employees.
At her price.
We simply had a labor shortage. Let's say it like it is. We were no longer able to recruit. When I arrived at the company in 2018, we tried lots of things. It wasn't working. In 2023, we went on a recruitment mission to Tunisia, specifically for commercial tire installers. Given the
So you can't just find any kids who just graduated from high school and say, "Hey, look, we'll train you for like 2 weeks, and you can become a tire installer." Come on. What a joke.
Yes.
What a joke.
Economic costs of
State
recruitment
has to fix everything. It's always the state has to fix it.
Yep.
and
You don't think that, these businesses, all these politicians, they're getting money from these businesses, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you shouldn't be relying on foreigners to do this kind of work either, because it's essential. You need to have people actually homegrown who know how to do this stuff.
Yep.
Like especially
If we could have done
clubs.
it here for free.
Like Pneu Belil, 35 companies are demanding 450 million Canadian dollars from Ottawa for the economic and moral damage caused to their sectors.
What we see through this legal action is a reflection of what companies are experiencing in Quebec and Canada. And we estimate our financial losses at more than 2 million over the next 2 years because we cannot renew the work permits of our workers.
Demons, man.
Donc aujourd'hui, on va commencer par l'exercice sur les lectures.
For this specialist in migration policies, Canada's openness to temporary immigrants since 2015 led to the loss of control that was finally acknowledged by the Liberal government elected in 2025.
In Canada, there was this idea that we're going to make the country grow through immigration. That was really Trudeau's motto. We've hit a pause on that idea. At any rate, it wasn't predictable. The government wasn't able to know who was here, where they were, and how they would move from one status to another. This hadn't been thought through.
Ottawa's new immigration plan.
What a joke. Guys, how do you guys, what do you think?
Yeah, they just put it's like, here's the plan, pedal to the metal. Yeah, we don't have enough staff to process
Let's cram in as many people as possible, right? And just be like, again, these people like the socialists suing the socialist government. Like, what is this?
Yep.
Yeah,
And if there's any doubt that it's not okay, free market economists know how supply and demand works.
Yeah.
So these people are not free market economists. So what are they?
There's no more demand. Sorry, guys. That's just the way it works.
They want to tinker with in the works as in the socialist utopia, and that's it.
What a joke!
They don't know what they're doing.
And also treating these poor people like they're just expendable widgets. Like it's just
it wasn't
disgusting.
Wasn't that a left-wing issue? We shouldn't just be doing brain drain from all these other third world countries.
Yeah,
we should be exporting our stuff over there.
Yeah,
we
I
should
thought
be
you
their
guys hated
lives.
slavery.
But then 2020, it flipped. You know?
Yep.
Look at that.
Was it a day on the subway in Toronto?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
France-André fled the dictatorship of François Duvalier in 1960s Haiti, moving to Canada to pursue a career in marketing.
Yeah, he's real useful, right?
Hello, how are you?
Now retired, he defends the rights of migrants and undocumented people.
Oh, here's Mr. Franz.
How are you?
Are you doing well?
Are you okay?
I'm fine. How about you?
I'm fine, as you can imagine.
We're in the thick of it. 1 to 3 month transition. There are about 30 people here.
I hate French. It's such an annoying language. I can't stand it, dude.
I have an inherited hatred for French. Like, it's ingrained in me.
I've got enough American in me too.
Canada, an asylum seeker will automatically be sent back to the US.
Wait, what?
Of a family member in Canada, an asylum seeker. For most Haitians, Canada is no longer an option. According to a safe third country agreement Ottawa signed with Washington, unless they already have a family member in Canada, an asylum seeker will automatically be sent back to the US.
No, don't send them here.
Oh my God.
Donald Trump is finally fulfilling his campaign promise to deport more than 11 million people en masse. And when it comes to the Haitian community, some people have been hiding in their homes since April 2024. In many cases, their only option is to come to Canada. But the exceptions have been tightened since March 2023. It's no longer an asylum program. It's a family reunification program. So those who arrive at the border and are not eligible then try to enter illegally through the back door.
AJ, the legal numbers on Haitians is 1.6% of Haitians live in Canada.
No way. What? Oh my
And that's
God.
a small number compared to some of the other countries on this list.
Wow.
11% of Jamaicans live in Canada. 4% of Hong Kongians, 0.7% of Filipinos, etc.
That's crazy. Hold on, guys. There's a... Hold on. Sorry, guys. Look at this.
And all of these human rights lawyers, man, these are the people that are ruining everything.
Watch.
We don't have the money. Financially devastated and heartbroken, that's not how Ting Ting Bao expected her Canadian dream to turn out. In January, she and her family came from China to Canada on tourist visas, but the school teacher wanted to find a way to stay.
When my daughter was born.
So wait. You came on a tourist visa and expected to try and stay? You absolute dunderhead.
You stupid woman. Maybe 6 years ago, we want to go to Canada.
Bao turned to this Saskatoon immigration agency for help. Here she met June Su, who gave her the immigration advice. The woman offered what appeared to be a clear path to permanent residency. The price tag? $110,000. Experts say that's 10 times the typical cost.
We lost our whole money, and we no food to give my daughter.
So, in other words,
you've been had.
Yeah.
You've been hoodwinked, bamboozled, led astray, run amok.
Damn.
Bao signed this contract with Sue, but experts say Sue gave advice that would not lead to permanent residency. Bao's work permit application was later denied, and her job didn't even qualify for a permanent residency pathway at the time. After
stringing
more
her
bad
along.
advice, Bao walked away. In total, she paid $40,000.
Chinese people cheat our money, lied to us.
Then Bao learned Sue isn't even licensed. Bao and her husband confronted Sue. They even went to her house demanding a refund. The police made them leave.
There you go. That's what happens. The police, like,
Wow.
even though she robbed you, the woke liberal cops are like, oh, no. You know, you have to leave. Cooked. Here's another one, guys.
Yeah.
The life Paulo and Lyra Mira built in Ottawa is unraveling. They first arrived from Brazil in 2016 as a family of 4. It grew to 5 with the birth of their youngest daughter. Now they're being ordered to leave Canada.
I don't want to.
Look at that. At least it's warmer there.
Yeah, this is going to happen more and more, guys. Like, this is going to be happening everywhere.
And it also, like, you have to watch it with these news channels because they're almost always will take those stories like the previous one where they don't tell you about the tourist visa till like halfway through the conversation, and they're like, "Oh, this poor person, they came here and worked really
she was
hard.
a refugee."
Yeah.
You know,
and
like,
you find out she
war-torn.
crossed the border illegally, but you know, oh yeah.
Back to Brazil because I have my life here. Sorry, this situation is killing me.
2 years ago, Paulo, a temporary foreign worker in construction, hired an immigration consultant to help them get permanent residence. They paid Ana Raquel Perdomo about $3,000.
Pattern here, guys, right?
There's been a bit of a pattern going on. Yeah.
I don't see pattern recognition. Sorry. I don't see pattern
to take care of the paperwork, including renewing work permits. Paulo documented all the calls and emails that were not returned and the excuses.
After 6 months, answer my email. Oh, now I have a paralysis in my face, in my. But you go, oh my goodness.
Later, the Miras learned the College of Immigration and Citizenship Consultants had revoked Perdomo's license for being unresponsive with another client.
So, in other words,
You've been had. You've been You've been hoodwinked. Bamboozled.
Yeah.
Run amok.
That's
we
when
know
Layla called.
that there have been corruption kickbacks through this. There absolutely, because we know that there was
crazy amount.
We knew this was happening because it had to be happening to get so many applicants as well.
That's
so
true.
they actually have admitted more recently that they knew it was happening, and they're just finally cracking down on it.
Wow.
I had to go through this when I first came to Canada, and you know what I did? I specifically went out and got an English lawyer. Specifically what I did.
Immigration officials.
I'm so sorry, but you lost your status, I said. What?
Their temporary resident status had expired 3 months earlier. They weren't informed that biometric fees were needed to process their new work permits. Now the Miras are relying on friends to stay afloat. Without status, the couple and their eldest daughter were forced to quit their jobs.
It feels like you're at the top of a cliff, not knowing if you'll fall or if you'll be stable.
Don't worry, there's a pineapple stand in Rio with your name on
it. CTV News tried to reach Perdomo.
Get on the boat, the banana boat.
But the thing is, though, like, this guy is actually, he's a useful guy, right? Like, he's a construction worker, like, he's actually working. He'd be great fixing his own country. It'd be useful.
Yeah, true.
You see that daylight come and me one go.
Oh man.
Yeah, I don't know why they leave. I mean, this is just not the value proposition is just not there to be here instead of there. Like, it doesn't make sense.
15-year-old Stella Fig, this could be her last soccer game on Canadian soil.
Well, I mean, I've lived my whole life here, so it's like home.
Stella was born in the United States, but moved to Canada when she was a baby. Her parents moved here for work 15 years ago with Stella and their son. Ever since moving to Canada, the parents welcomed 4 more children. For them, Canada is all they know.
So it's really challenging to know that I might have to restart at 0.
But after coming back from a trip to the U.S. on Monday, Alice Fig says they were stopped by Border Patrol.
We were being given 2 weeks to pack up our house, to sell our house, to liquidate our assets, and to leave Canada.
It turns out their work visa was expired. Federal documents show that the parents, along with their 2 American-born children, must leave the country by September 8th.
That's the shock. That's where the emotion comes out of just being dismissed after all that we've done to work to be here legitimately.
The family tried a few times to apply for permanent residency, but to no avail. Brent Fig says in the past, after their work visa would expire, they were usually given a 90-day grace period to reapply. But this time around, that wasn't the case.
So you can't you can't rely on the bureaucracy to watch for you at all. And there was
it takes forever too.
In any case, for any kind of thing, like there was an auditor general that report on Canadians' tax authority. Sure. There was an auditor general, so like, the government's own accountant looked at the Canadian Revenue Agency, which is the IRS kind of thing equivalent, and they used their on telephone services, and they found that only 15% of the answers they got from the people on the phone were actually correct.
Oh my God. I mean, it's like these guys, like, they're moving back to America. Oh, boo-hoo. Like, it's like, what are you talking about? You're worried about moving to America. Like, it's like Canada and America, like, pretty similar.
I don't get that.
You're going to be fine.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. Like, it's ridiculous.
Maybe they moved because of an election.
Yeah. They're like, oh my God, Orange Man is getting in. Oh, the evil Orange Man. He's going to.
We were told
to eat Cheetos. Like,
we'd be kept taken care of if we came, but it's ironic because of their ethnicity. They get integrated.
I know, right? It's like guys, everyone always say, "Oh, it's racist." Like, these people are as white as snow. Like, it's like, what are you talking about? Like, they just don't have the right paperwork. Sorry, you just got to go. I would do the same thing in Canada. Like, if Canada asked me to leave, I would have to do it. It's not.
And they let their own papers expire, right? Like, you don't expect.
I monitor my my stuff, like, because I'm a permanent resident, but like, I monitor my stuff like a hawk to make sure.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah, that's.
I'm gonna apply for citizenship this year, so hopefully get that sorted out.
Yeah, and what's one of the other things that I've learned over time too is there's a lot of services that are now. Well, I mean, they don't even really use chat apps very much. It's always phone. You go wait on the phone. I was on the phone with CRA for an hour and a half.
Because what's the point in innovation, right? What's the point when your government's like just straight up?
Yeah, whatever. Yeah.
Because
but now they
sorry, keep on.
With this tax advice and stuff too, like, you have to get everything in writing, but they do very little in writing. They force you to call them and then wait on hold, and then they'll maybe call you back in a few weeks.
Your age,
so
like,
you have
2
nothing
weeks.
in writing. You have to get it, or else you're screwed because you have no legal way of saying, Jennifer told me this on the phone, and I did it, and now you're charging me money, or you're
I'm not joking. I aged like 10 years going through this stuff. I'm one of these people. It's like, I'm a Western person who went through the immigration system,
and we know
it is stressful.
Age like shit, anyways.
Yeah. Like milk.
There we go. One immigration lawyer who does not represent the family says there is a chance they could stay in Canada.
What I would explore with them is an application under humanitarian grounds, which, that's a system we have in Canada that will allow an immigration agent officer.
What? They're American through humanitarian rights?
Yes.
What? Oh, they're afraid of Orange Man.
Look at us, guys. Watch.
Welcome back to this YouTube channel. It is your boy, Mulumba Matthias. I share content to inspire you achieve your full potential. And today, I want to encourage you not to come to Canada unless you are willing to hustle. Let me repeat, don't come to Canada unless you are willing to hustle. Why am I saying this? Listen very carefully. Point number one, high cost of living. Yes, especially rent. When, oh Jesus, when we talk about rent in Toronto, in Ontario, where I live.
Guys, this isn't in Canada, is it?
No,
yeah, those are palm
trees.
trees.
No, I'm not sure. Yeah, the palm trees. So they are around, but they're rare.
No, this must be down in the States, down in Florida or something.
My God, rent is up there in the sky.
That's an American license plate, yeah.
If we are looking at a one-bedroom apartment, it's gonna cost you $2,200, and then you have to add on the utilities. So it is very, very expensive. And if you are earning a minimum wage, that means you must have shared accommodation. So if you are earning a minimum wage, you must have shared accommodation. Otherwise, you cannot. Point number two, long wait hours when you go to see the doctors. Yes, long wait hours when you go see the doctors. We have too much people, and then we have less people working in the health care industry. If you have emergency medical condition and is life-threatening, yes, they will work on you. They will work on you, I'm telling you the truth. But if you go to the emergency room and you just want to see a doctor, oh my God, you're gonna wait probably 8 hours.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people nowadays, they don't even have family
100%.
doctors. Before we used to have family doctors. Then the doctors retire, the nurses retire, and then you have to re-register and look for a new doctor. And then you have to be on a waiting list. Guys, another thing why you should not move right now, the cost of properties are very, very high. Some time back, I went to Niagara Falls, guys. And crazy as I am, I asked the people around Niagara region, how much is the medium house, like the average cost of the house? And they said you could buy a house under 700,000 Canadian. That is Niagara region in Canada.
Damn.
Guys, I crossed the border and I went to America. Niagara region, America. And when I asked the same question, the house was costing 100,000.
Oh my God.
You didn't hear what I've just said. Let me repeat. Same region.
If you did not understand me, I will repeat so you can understand.
I am the captain now.
American side say we are the captain now.
Yeah.
Yeah. That crossing the, like I was talking about so much population lives right by the border. So it's like, it's so dystopian because you cross that border, this artificial line. And
I know.
And it's crazy. So like you go, even in an employer's situation, you work for Amazon, AWS or something like that in Seattle, and then you cross over to Vancouver, you earn 40% less, and you earn it in Canadian dollars.
Dude, I crossed over into Blaine.
Pay you less.
Oh man, like I'm like in Blaine. Like when I go down there, I'm like, oh, I could buy a house here for like 60 grand. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Hey man, look, guys, we had to sponsor Omni Anonymous to come to the United States, man. We should make put a one if you think that we should make an exchange program. All these stupid college educated, boring wearing 304s for foreigners like Omni and anonymous. You know what I'm saying?
I'll replace a green-haired feminist. I'll be more than happy to do that. I'll work hard, I promise.
Yeah, I'll swap with
When I
Rosie or
Yeah, there you go.
Rosie O'Donnell.
Yeah, they, them, any day, right?
Crossed the border and I went to United States, the cost of the house was 100,000 US, probably 150 Canadian, and it is the same house. So the cost of properties here is extremely high. Guys, it is extremely, extremely high. So if you're gonna come to Canada and you dream to build a life, you dream to have money and then buy properties, I'm not saying it is not possible. It is possible, but it's like going through what? Yeah, there is this guy in the Bible who said, as difficult as a rich man to go through an eye, it's like a camel going through an eye of a needle. Yes, you heard me right. So point number 3 or number 4, I don't remember counting them. High taxes. Canada is one of those countries that give you a lot of taxes, especially the average income earners, those who go with T4, those people who work to earn a living. You don't have a business, you don't, you are not self-employed. So they take a good bunch of your money because they have to fund the health care, and then they have to take care of the wealth, they call it what? You know, Canada is very kind of like the English, like the Britain version.
Yeah.
So a lot of things, a lot of programs are controlled by the government, and we pay a lot of money in our taxes. So if you want to have all your money, if you want to take all your money home, please don't come unless you are willing to pay. I like the fact that, guys, there's a lot of water here. I have to you can see the water in the background. So I forgot what we are discussing. We are talking about high taxes. Yes, taxes is too much, guys. Taxes is too much in Canada. Yes, they have public transportation, and they have a lot of good social services. Don't get me wrong, and I appreciate that. But it comes on a very, very heavy cost on income earners. And guys, the insurances are very expensive. Driving a car is a necessity in Canada. Owning a car is a must. And it's extremely expensive. The insurances, oh my God. I think I'm getting too far. Yeah. But let me continue walk. Let me continue walk as we talk about this topic. Yeah, the cost of the automobiles and the insurances is crazy. So unless you have a lot of money and you have a high skill, like those skills that will help you survive in this country, I don't encourage you to come. Another point is immigration delays. Guys, like I always say, that immigration is one company. If you mess up with the immigration, that is double trouble for you. It's not like you are gonna buy a phone from Apple, and if you don't like Apple iPhone, then you're gonna go buy a Samsung. No, you have to deal with the immigration by all means, which means you have to wait. Especially right now, it is taking forever, too much backlogs. And what else can we talk about before you guys pack up your belongings and come
to
this great country of Canada?
Yeah, this guy seems really nice. I kind of like him.
Especially with children. Don't bring your children until they are 14 because they need that background of your country. Unless you have a strong community here and you have...
But yeah, guys, cooked, right? Cooked.
Yep.
Here we go.
And 24. An Uber driver stopped to help at the scene of a crash in British Columbia, Canada. He knew exactly what to do because he was a trained medical doctor from Pakistan. But in Canada, he had to do Uber.
Trained medical doctor from Pakistan, huh? Ooh, that makes me feel good, right?
And a second job at Home Depot because the system wouldn't recognize his qualifications. The almighty Canadian experience needed to be there. The sad thing is, his story is very common in Canada. Canada is often sold as paradise on earth. Blue skies in the summer, crystal clear lakes, clean streets, polite people, winter like something out of Frozen. This is the Canada you were promised. In brochures, webinars, and all those YouTube what to expect videos. And then you land. But here's the part they don't tell you. Without a job, you won't even have the presence of mind to enjoy what Canada has to offer. Where one person sees a winter wonderland, another sees a dark, cold place where they have to catch a bus under -30, which, by the way, is colder than your freezer. You're too tired, too broke, too stressed to enjoy the beauty. Because beauty doesn't pay.
So you can go back home, right, guys?
Exactly. Exactly.
Where it's nice and warm.
You can afford it.
The cold weather doesn't bother me. I like the cold weather.
But it's crazy though. Like, you're not going to the ski hill every weekend. I mean,
Yeah.
not to diss people who ski, but like, you don't look at it. It's like you look at a tourist brochure and go, "Oh, I'm gonna go work there."
Yeah.
And you get there and you go, "Oh crap, this is expensive."
Guys,
That's why we're not in Switzerland.
fair use, by the way.
Yeah.
Fair use, right? Guys, I'm done with this, honestly. Guys, what do you anything else on the topic before we switch?
Let's see.
switch gears here?
I think everywhere in the West is we're going to see mass change with what's
Yeah.
going on. You're going to see a realignment of everything, where anyone who doesn't believe in our ideals, in what we want to happen, you're gone.
Yeah.
Like you're removed from the situation.
Yep.
Yeah, and here too, like just like in Britain, the clampdown though on the speech and stuff, that's been here for a while. Like, there's been hate laws that put you in front of a tribunal and fine you and imprison you and everything, even without a real court of law,
That's crazy.
for decades, for doing something that somebody that made someone uncomfortable.
Deemed offensive.
Yeah. And
So-
let's not get started on the caravan, right, guys? You know what I mean? That was one big debacle,
Yeah.
Yeah, and
anyway.
so like as the USA tightens up stuff on the southern border, those of you can go and look up more on what's going on with cartels and CCP and a bunch of others that all have moved their whole processing networks up to Canada. So like we've got to deal with that before anything gets better. And also, like, we'd joke about 51st state stuff, but really, I mean, there's enough corruption still in the U.S. government that I don't know if I'd want to be part of that.
Positive,
You know what I
though,
mean? Like,
the positive
challenge.
though about all this stuff that's happening in all the Western countries is that it's going to force all of these other countries that are not doing well. They're going to have to do well. They're going to have to start pulling their own weight. And this is, I think we're in for a much better time in the next 50 years.
There's so much opportunity, and the only thing in the way is corruption at this point.
Yeah.
Especially for
Here we go,
developing
guys.
countries.
Let's do this, guys. Let's switch gears here, guys. Let's do that.
That's the sound of the police.
Here we go.
If you'd like arrest content, be sure to subscribe so don't miss out on future videos. Officers were at the scene of a crashed vehicle when they observed another vehicle fail to stop at a stop sign.
Hello, I'm Officer Watson, Winter Park Police Department. You know the reason I'm stopping you today?
No, why?
Because there at the intersection you ran through, you didn't stop at any of the stop signs, you didn't yield to any of the traffic. I stood there and watched you. Let me get your license, registration, insurance.
I'm in the rental.
Okay, then let me see the lease agreement, or rental agreement.
I'm like, man, I wonder what's going on over here. All these cops showing up in the spotlight. Like, what's some other cops doing over there? What? Is something going on over
Let me
here,
get 138.
officer?
Yes, ma'am.
Just be quiet.
Sir.
There's a vehicle crash that...
Guys, what did Nug tell that wildebeest in the passenger seat, right? Just shut up,
But
right?
you can't even run a stop sign now without getting profiled.
Where the vehicle went onto the train tracks. Do you have any other questions?
No, I was pulling up and I was showing him like, yo, there's like 4 cops right here. Something must be happening. Like, and he creeped through slowly. Like, we was not trying to come and see him.
You still ran through the whole intersection, didn't stop.
What, talking about
The train tracks, right over the train tracks.
All the complex
Was there, yeah, and you still stopped.
It was hard for us to see.
Well, if you weren't breaking your neck at a crash, you would see there's a stop sign.
Well, if there wasn't all the flashing lights, we might have seen the stop sign.
Do you have the agreement like on the phone?
No, because no.
This should just be such a simple interaction.
So it's like my
It's crazy.
So we're not trying to do nothing bad.
No, it's...
What the heck?
And the correspondent stop is 972 Orange. Ma'am, can you get back in the vehicle?
I just want to smoke a cigarette and I can't smoke.
Ma'am, get back in the vehicle or I'm going to detain you.
No, that's up.
Bro, get in the car, bro.
But you can't tell me what the fuck to do. I'm not his person.
Man, whatever she got going on.
Like, you see how I'm not stressing?
Yeah, just talk to me.
Yeah,
right?
man, I got you.
I just wanted to smoke a cigarette.
Yeah, just ignore the woman. Yeah, okay.
That's all I want. What's your crossing orange?
Take a right.
I just pick it up. Oh, yeah, right.
Thank you. How long you got it to? Until the car gets fixed, basically? Like
my car is totaled, so I'm in by weekly.
Oh, okay.
Hey, but
anticipated train September 15th. Okay, so it's all the way until then. Okay.
Bro, okay, bro, but you pull us over, man. Hey, Officer Watson. Hey, whatever she got going on, bro, just...
I got you. Yeah, I got you.
Guys, when Nug's the voice of reason, you know, come on now.
Yeah, I'm waiting for him to say, "Can you just cuff me and put me in the back of your car so we can have a conversation?"
Guys, hit the like button, please.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not doing nothing.
Just keep your mouth closed.
Oh, classic. I ain't doing nothing.
Where are you guys heading to?
We was going to the bar.
To the bar? Which bar?
Business.
Man, man.
It's none of your fucking business where we going.
Was she white?
Listen.
Yeah, but you know how guys look. This is the only dates black dudes, white chicks. You know, they're like mid and ugly. So then they're like trying to be all ghetto, so that Nug will mess with them. You know what I'm saying? And then we all know what happens a little bit after that, right, guys?
You didn't have second thoughts. Now you're single mom. Now you're single mom.
Well. Is there a reason for you to be?
First of all, you a cop and you not gonna come at me like that. My life is not your
Okay, that's fine, but I'm just walking up. I have no clue what's going on, and she's telling me none of your own business. All I'm doing is conversating.
Your friend would not let me step out. All I wanted to do was smoke
right
a
now.
cigarette and I smoke in my friend's car.
I'm not saying anything.
I'm just saying, please.
Okay.
I'm just saying. You got your dash camera.
Everything is on. Like I'm just talking to you guys. That's all.
Nug's an idiot too. Tase him too.
I don't know what he told you.
All I wanted to do was smoke a cigarette and your friend.
Go ahead. I'm listening to you. I'm listening to you.
On the passenger side, this is a real. I don't have nothing. Everything's cool. But I'm just saying, y'all.
You mind just stepping out for me? Just so I can separate the two of you.
Oh my God.
There we go.
Y'all fucking harassing him right now. That's against his rights. Just like I was trying to tell you, it's against my right for you to tell me I couldn't.
Just walk. That's my vehicle. Look, this has nothing to do with her. All right.
Get your light off my face.
Not for right now. You cannot step out the car.
You can't tell me what I can and can't do.
You cannot step out the car.
You cannot tell me what I can and can't do.
You're gonna stay
Yes,
in
they
the car.
can. 100% they can.
Okay.
Oh, did she flip for the bird?
You're not hurting me.
Why y'all fucking with my friend? He didn't do nothing wrong. Y'all.
See, guys, And this is the white chick trying to show out for Nug Nug and prove that Black Lives Matter and all this foolishness.
All right, just talk to me.
Hit the like button, guys.
I can see the weed in the car.
Where 80 likes says, let's try and hit 100.
Do you have a medical marijuana card?
What weed?
I can see it in the door. You can see it right there. We both ain't blind. It's right there. Like, look, just look. Hold on. Listen to me. If it's just a little bit of weed.
It's just a little bit.
Okay, that's okay. Now watch. I take it for destruction. That's it. Okay, that's all I'm asking. I'm just gonna.
Dude, he's giving you a deal. Come on, man, that's my weed. Yeah, you moron, bro.
I just spent $10 on it.
People are really fucking stupid.
Come on.
It's my job. If it's just a little bit of weed, I take it for destruction, and that's it, and it's done for. You're a little shawty over there. I ain't even worried about her, not even a little bit. But there's just a little bit of weed. I have to take it because I can smell it and I can see it. All right.
He can see
Is
it.
there anything
Like,
more in the car?
No, man. Surrender, man.
Are there any weapons in the car?
I don't have no weapons. If I had weapons, I would have ran you, man.
Perfect. Let's keep it like that. All right. All right, so what I'm gonna have
if I had weapons, I would have run.
Weapons, I would have ran from you. Oh my god.
Man, we're dealing with Isaac Newton right here. This is crazy.
Nug,
trust me, bro.
Nug Newton.
No bounds, dude. Look at this.
In the backseat of my car. I'm gonna pat you down, and I'm gonna take.
You
I'm gonna
can pat
search
me down without me being in the back seat, and you already gave me the.
No, dude. Just take the L. Let him pat you down and get in the back of the car. That's it, dude. Come on.
I'm going to put you in the car. So look, you're just being detained. You're not under arrest. You hear me?
But you don't smell no weed. You see the weed because I opened the door. You see the
I can smell it. That's the reason I stepped you out. That was just because I can smell it.
You ain't got no fucking right. Show me in your little book where you got the right to for him like that. You don't. You ain't got the fucking right. That's why you standing there with your mouth.
There's weed in the door sill, you idiot.
Mouth shut.
Is she high or just
You know
stupid?
you ain't got no right.
You keep talking. I don't have to answer your
Yeah,
questions.
you don't have no right.
Just keep running
You
your
have
mouth.
no
Keep
right.
running your mouth.
No
keep
right.
running your mouth, just like they're doing.
I have rights too, bitch. I'm American.
Keep running your mouth. Keep running your mouth. Go ahead.
Bitch, I'm American.
So here, just put your stuff on the car. All right. Do you have anything else on you? All right. Come back, palms together. No, you're detained. Look, I told you, if it's just a little bit of weed, I take the weed for destruction, and I give you a little ticket just for running the stop sign, I'll let you go.
You gonna give me a ticket?
For the stop sign, that's it.
Dude, you're getting off lightly, man. People used to go to jail for like 25 years for this.
All right. Here, just sit. Yeah.
Like his dad, dude.
Just come over there to him. Over there to him.
Yeah.
Step her out.
No, you can't have my.
Step out, please.
No, you can't.
Step out.
So hold on, man. I'm gonna tell you something. Just listen to what I gotta tell you.
You
Listen.
have no right
Hold on. What's
to
your
do
name?
anything with me.
What's your name?
You cannot have my ID. You cannot fucking no.
Oh yeah, I got that. Yeah, I got that. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
What,
a
man,
little
wait,
drunk,
hold on,
but
no.
you're not finna fuck with me.
Man, what's your name?
I have rights.
Okay, what's your name? Ma'am, what is your name?
None of your fucking business.
Okay.
Do you
all right.
have a reason
So hold on.
to?
All right, so here, how about this? I'm gonna let you know.
No.
I'm gonna give you 2 chances.
No, sir.
To step out the car and get in these handcuffs, or I'm going to rip you out this car and take you to jail.
I can smell
No, you're not asking me. No, it's called garlic croutons. Yeah, and they're right there on the seat.
They all sound the same, right?
So you got 2 options.
Times.
Pick or choose.
Times. You finna violate my rights right now?
All right, let's go.
No, don't touch me.
It's time!
Get out the car.
I didn't do nothing fucking wrong. Ow! Why are you touching me?
Stop it.
Why are you touching me right now? Dad, I didn't do anything wrong. Dad, please help me. These fucking kids got me on the ground. For no reason, I didn't do nothing wrong. Dad, please help me. I don't know where I'm at. They got me in handcuffs for no fucking reason. I was a passenger in somebody else's car. I didn't do nothing fucking wrong. Dad, no. Dad, help me. Dad, please help me.
Help you?
Where are you at?
Just tell me. Dad's on the phone.
Oh my god.
I bet he must be real proud, right,
I
guys?
know where I'm at. Tell him where I'm at.
Yeah.
Tell him where I'm at. Tell him where I'm at. Tell my dad where I'm at. Dad, they put me in cuffs for no reason. I didn't do anything wrong.
I'll tell you where you are. You're in deep shit. That's what's going on.
Dad, I didn't do nothing wrong. No, get my phone. No, f you.
Bro, just chill, man. He just in the second floor.
My dad's around. Sir, I want to talk to your complete officer. I want to talk to the person in charge. No, they're f***ing hurting me, man. F you, bitch.
Yeah, I got it.
No, man.
Can I get this shit out?
Wrong. Why am I in handcuffs? Why am I in handcuffs? You.
I got it.
Get off of me. Get off of me.
I'm trying.
Get off of me.
Take a seat.
Dad.
Take a seat.
Dad, help me.
Take a seat.
No.
Take a seat.
Careful.
Ooh, kicking.
Stop. Stop doing that. Stop it.
We're good. We're good.
Yeah, you fat.
We're good.
Wipe your.
Yeah. Just showing them.
Hold on, let me let you go. Do it again.
I got you.
Come on, please. I told you, bro.
Yeah. No, you see, I've been calm. I'm gonna keep it that way.
He's trying really hard
No, I got
to
it.
show how calm he is. I'm chill.
You.
All right, that's fine.
Yeah, you piece of shit. Had me on what? What you got me on?
Being a Dom 304, that's what they got you on.
Is that all, or are you gonna?
Yeah, I mean, he just owned up. There's a little bit of weed in the car. That's all it is. And I was gonna take that for destruction.
There's a bottle in the back seat.
Yeah, I saw that too.
Okay. You need gloves? You good?
I got some on me.
You want me to look on this side, or are you good?
If you wanted to take a look around, see if you see anything.
Is the car still on the track?
I love that Nug Nug's rolling around in a Kia Soul. So good.
Yeah, all that just for that. Like, come on now.
Remember, it's his
if
rental.
they would have stood quiet when we were back there, none of this would have happened.
Just stepped out, collect the weed, have a nice day. But no. I'm assuming it's gonna be hers, but I can just leave it. I'm not gonna take it. I mean, unless I'm gonna hit him with a open container.
To you.
Oh, that is just ridiculous. Stupid.
Yeah, I think it was her that yelled out the window, right?
No, I don't even know, to be honest. Here's some more weed.
You got more?
2 large nugs. They're just by themselves, which is kind of crazy. Okay, I'm gonna let you keep searching through, and I'm gonna talk to Sarge so I can give him the breakdown.
Let me out these cuffs.
Stop.
Please let me out these cuffs.
Take a breather. Hold on.
What are my charges?
I'm not going to talk to you if you're going to yell at me.
Sir, what are my charges? That put me in handcuffs for no reason.
I'm not going to talk to you unless you
No
calm
reason.
down. Okay?
What are my charges?
Okay. First and
Tell me
foremost,
my charges.
listen to me. Are you going to listen or are you just
Are
going
you
to keep
going to tell
talking?
me my charges?
If you listen,
You're going to tell me where you're wrong.
if you listen, I will tell you your charges. Can you listen?
What am I doing wrong?
So, he did a traffic stop, right? Pennsylvania versus Mims. Supreme Court's case that says when he tells you to exit a car, you exit the car.
I'm
You
not
refuse
the
to
state
do
of
so.
Florida. Y'all can get banned.
It doesn't matter.
You capping.
I don't know what that means.
You capping.
But you kicked my officer
No,
and
I
then
didn't
spit
kick
on
him.
him. So you're
Until
going
he
to
threw me in the car.
you're going for
For
felony
no reason.
charges.
He took me to.
All right, we're not talking no more.
Sir.
We're good to go.
Sir.
She's coming with that.
You bang your head one more time, we're gonna put you in a wrap.
No, please put her in the burrito. Let's
Yeah,
go.
please,
Let's
please.
go.
You bang your head one more time, we're gonna put you in a wrap. Do you understand?
Like it's going to do any damage to this dum-dum.
But that, not acceptable whatsoever. If she keeps banging, we're gonna wrap her and then safe book her. All right, she's going in.
Let's go.
I don't want you to help me. Look, I'm not finna hurt nobody, sir. Okay.
Yeah, well, you shouldn't have been banging your head.
Yeah.
Here comes the burrito, guys. Let's go. Oh, dude, where's my sound effect? Damn it. Hold on. Dang it. I lost it. Lock the bounty hunter. What's up, man?
What's going on, man?
Yo. What's up, man?
Hey,
Here it is. Here it is, guys. She's going in the burrito.
¿Dónde está la biblioteca?
Not gonna hurt nobody.
Tengo el gato en mi pantalones.
Great.
Here, step on out.
No. No, I didn't want to step in. Y'all.
All right, so
he's got the helmet on.
Oh my God, she's got the nerd helmet.
She's like, yay!
you're stepping out now. You don't want to be
I'm not stepping out.
Lock really fast. How do you feel about Canada, eh?
Oh, God. Oh, man. May she rest in peace.
Oh, please be kind.
Yeah.
I am being kind.
Like Old Yeller. Rest in peace, Old Yeller.
I'm just saying that is the kindest thing that I can say about the 51st state right now.
We will be a phoenix from the ashes, sir.
Come on, we spent a couple hours showing how it's promising and looking up.
Out.
You're going to be dragged out.
Yeah, of course, because you know that's all right. When my lawyer fucking sees this shit, I will fucking sue. I'm going to sue you. Y'all have no reason to be fucking doing this to me. None at all.
Oh, are they strapping all of her legs up?
Hello, Clarice.
That's what the burrito is, right?
Yeah. Oh my God, Clarice. Yeah. Oh my God.
Good to see you again.
Fava beans and a nice
I ate this
Chianti.
liver with some fava beans and a nice Chianti.
I was not doing nothing fucking wrong, man. F y'all cops. Fucking pig popping motherfuckers. Sorry, little bitch having bitches.
Stop moving.
Fucking sorry. You ain't got no.
Oh, now she's dropping N-bombs
Oh.
and spitting.
Oh.
Yeah, isn't she a peach?
Go ahead. Oh, it make you feel better treating a woman like this.
Hope her dad's still on the phone.
Man.
I can't believe they had one that fitted her.
Guys, the best things in life truly are free, man.
Oh, I fucking have 6 rods in my elbow.
She looks like a pig in a blanket.
Oh my God.
Guys.
Oh, I need 2 arms. I got fake knees and a rod up my back and 2 torn rotator cuffs.
Okay.
Look at my arms. Y'all can't put me on my back like that. Y'all can't do me.
What do you mean you've been on your back your whole life, 304?
Oh, look at that. Guys, this is why I couldn't be a cop, guys.
I swear by God and Sonny Jesus, you will all visit the infirmary. Every last motherfucker in here.
Yeah, man, that'd be great. Is she trying to speak Spanish now?
Quit it.
It sounds like Spanglish to me.
Where these go?
You're going to get an additional charge for that. Oh, yeah.
When the shower cap goes on your face, right?
Oh, she's got the sweat mask. Oh my God.
What the f was my charge to begin with? Sir?
No.
Let go of my neck.
No, you're done. You're spitting on my officers.
She can't
No.
breathe.
I won't spit on her again,
Too late.
I promise.
This is the consequence.
No,
Sorry.
sir.
Don't.
You're gonna hold my neck like that? You're gonna
Yes.
slap me?
Stop.
Stop resisting! Stop you! You have no reason to be arresting me!
You have plenty now.
You have no reason to arrest me! Good, I'm gonna fight this shit in court, and all you fucking officers are gonna be fucking charged. I didn't know.
I guess it was just obstruction at first.
This video. That's it.
None
You're done.
whatsoever. Y'all got me tied up like a body bag. You feel good about yourself, big man? Oh, I had no bitch. You had a woman hell. Like that? Little motherfucker. I didn't do nothing fucking wrong. What are my charges?
Ouch.
What are my charges?
Battery, Leah.
Battery and fucking hitting an officer and I'm gonna arrest me for nothing? Yeah, good.
Spit in his battery, dum-dum.
Dumb piece of shit. You had no reason to arrest me.
Oh, we
No
don't? Okay,
reason
well, we'll
to
let you go.
First of all, your officer, when he got spit on him, she wouldn't touch me. I had no reason to get arrested.
All right.
You dumb. Just like her. Go ahead, pick me up. Oh, pick me up and carry me to the back seat. Go ahead, y'all got this.
God, she's annoying.
180 pounds.
Jeez.
God, I hope that they're lifting belts.
180 pounds, right?
You've been had. You've been took. You've been hoodwinked. Bamboozled. Led astray. Run amok.
Right.
Maybe in one leg.
Yeah.
Because I promise you I'm suing. Ow! 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 Ow!
Children.
Ow! Ow! Stop. Push her in. You. Yo! Stupid. She's me again. I need to wipe my face.
This is gonna be his. I'm actually gonna take him out. Alright. Give me 2 seconds. I'm gonna give you some paperwork. And you can be good to go. You wanna take a seat back in your car?
You got my ID, right?
Yep. Just hang tight. Just go take a seat in the car.
That's why y'all arrested me?
You need some AC
Because
right there?
no, I don't need shit from you.
Alright.
You piece of shit. Fuck you.
Alright.
Fuck you and your whole fucking line, bro.
I know I'm not the one who pulled you over, but I'm explaining it for Officer Watson so he can get out of here, okay? So this is a citation for running a stop sign, all right? Your options are on the back. Your options are 1, 4, and 5, okay? You can either pay the fine, but you're going to take the points, all right? Option 4 is you can do driver improvement school. It's online, probably about 4 hours these days, probably about $30. Still have to pay the citation, but you're going to take the points. Option 5 is you can contest the citation in court. No matter what you choose, you got to choose within 30 days. All right, and then you can go online or call this number right here, and then let them know what your choice is.
That's
okay.
That's like concierge service here.
If you do the driver improvement school, which is the 4-hour course, it's like $30. Upon completion of that, they will wipe the points off. But you still got to pay the citation, is what I'm saying.
So what? So how I supposed to? So I just got to write the citation number on the traffic school or something, or it's gonna pop up already?
You just got to go to this website and the phone number, and it will walk you through anything and everything you need to know. You just got to do it within the next 30 days.
All right.
Okay.
You just gotta know how to read, you dumb.
All right, man.
In the end, 32-year-old Sophia was charged with 2 counts of battery on a law enforcement officer, 2 counts of battery on specified personnel, and 1 count of resisting an officer without violence. The 2 specified personnel charges were later dropped, and as part of a negotiated plea deal, she pled no contest to resisting an officer without violence. She was adjudicated guilty of the charge, and the remaining 2 charges were dismissed. She was sentenced to 12 months of supervised probation and ordered to pay $768 in costs and fees. After failing
that
to pay the
probation
fine,
must
she
have
was
been tough.
placed
Didn't even
on a
go to
payment
jail
plan
for
and
one
has
day.
Look at this, guys. She
so far made 1 payment. If you'd like this,
dumbass.
She didn't even
That
make a
would've been hard.
payment.
Yeah, $700 and like 12 months probation for all of that.
But here's the thing: she'll be she's gonna mess up because you're supposed to stay out of trouble.
Yeah.
You know. And
Well, she can't afford the fine because she's got so much Wendy's that she's got to buy.
But guys, go and sub to Lock the Bounty Hunters channel.
Oh, thanks, man. I appreciate it.
Very nice.
And
yeah, great stuff over there.
Guys, Snowboard's gonna
Appreciate
start.
that. Thank you, guys.
He's gonna start his channel soon. So guys, once he goes live, guys, we'll have to support him. You know. And yeah, I have an affiliate channels thread in my Discord. So all you guys that are starting channels, drop your videos there so that people will in the Discord know when you guys drop a new video. So, but cool.
Yeah,
All
I
right, you
appreciate
guys.
the shout out, man.
I'll be live at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. tomorrow as usual. All right, guys.
Yeah, have a great night.
Hey,
All right.
Later.
Guys,
Thanks, man.
Nice to see you.
Hold on.